It's time for Rebel Sports on MyLocalRadio.com and 98.3 KADQ. Rebel Sports is brought to you by Rocky Mountain Power, Ready, Rich School District, Town of Randolph, Evanston Regional Hospital, Come On In, Westart Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, T7 Propane, Station on Main, Stacy's Repair, Ellingford Brothers, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, Bear Lake Realty, Independent Software Solutions, Jimmy John's, Dr. McKay Frankum, Crawford Trough, Woodruff Corner Store, Our Bakery, Mound Valley Cattle Company, and the town of Garden City.
Hello, sports fans, and welcome to another presentation of T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football. We are live in southern Utah, Hilldale, Utah to be precise, and we are ready to bring you what should be a phenomenal football game tonight between the Rich Rebels and the Wildcats of Water Canyon. We will be right back after this short break from our sponsors, and we'll introduce my broadcast colleague, Rob Leifson, and get into the scene set. So we will be right back to this T7 Propane presentation on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Quality is the one thing that you can always count on when you do business with Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. You always get high-quality products and friendly, knowledgeable service at Ellingford's. Stop in today, 199 County Road, Evanston.
Ready is committed to providing superior services to our customers by requiring individual accountability for excellence in quality, safety, and dependability. We are a growing company that is currently hiring across Wyoming, Colorado, Texas, Nevada, Idaho, and elsewhere. Our valued team members receive competitive wages, full benefits, and weekly pay. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth of this T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football, live and online at MyLocalRadio.com, or you can listen in at 98.3 FM KADQ. And we are going to set the scene here in Hilldale, and with that, I'm going to bring in my broadcast colleague, Rob Leifson. Rob,
we offer
for us?
Well, Cullen, I know I was impressed 2 years ago when I was here. The backdrop for this stadium is incredible, as you can see on the camera with the mountains behind us. And last year it was about 104 degrees when we started with kickoff. Tonight it's about 75 degrees, and it is cloudy. There's a chance of rain, but I'll tell you what, the temperature difference is very enjoyable.
Yeah, it's a little cloudy. I don't think we're going to get any rain, but they are pretty dark clouds. A little bit of wind, but it is great here in Hilldale, 77 degrees. Beautiful field for these Wildcats that they have. And I think it's going to be a great night of football tonight. So you are in the middle of the Ellingford Brothers pregame show for all your sand and gravel concrete needs. Call Ellingford Brothers in Evanston, 307-789-1515. And we're going to take another quick little break, and when we come back, we're going to enter into our Bear Lake Memorial Hospital Coaches Show, and we will have an interview with the Wildcats head coach. So with that, you're listening to a T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
We offer rebates on energy-saving products and equipment for our customers. For example, your home's heating and air conditioning system draws significant amount of electricity during certain times of the year. We offer cashback for heat pumps, which use energy-efficient technology to heat and cool your home. We also offer rebates on appliances and smart accessories like smart plugs and smart switches. Really, for anything that draws electricity in your home, we usually have some type of rebate to offer you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
When you have an emergency, choose Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Open 24/7, the professional emergency room staff is trained for trauma, medical, cardiac, pediatric, orthopedic, and obstetric emergencies. Bear Lake Memorial is a critical access level 3 trauma center, offering immediate access to radiology, lab services, surgery, and internal medicine consults. The ER teams are well-trained professionals who are ready to act when you have an emergency. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth.
I am here with Coach Heber Horsley of Water Canyon. And Coach, I'm really excited to talk to you. I've been really impressed with what you have going on down there. Essentially, still a very new school and quick to have success down there. And I'm not sure the time frame. You'll have to remind me if there are any kids who are on that first inaugural team. But Coach, that's my first question I'd like to open with. What would you attribute this quick success and getting integrated into football with learning curve?
We actually have 10 seniors this year that were part of that inaugural team 3 years ago. So the sophomores are now seniors.
Gotcha.
So we've got a pretty big senior class. As far as, what would I attribute this success to? Really, it's just the amount of time that me and the coaches put into, because we knew coming in that, the story of this community and what we were up against to turn the town into a football town. We had to teach the kids IQ and get them playing football. So it's just been a lot of time outside of just your typical coaching time to get the boys ready. Well,
and it's exciting, and it's great for the 8-man league to have you guys be able to, jump right in and be competitive right away. And a reminder for our listeners, Water Canyon last year made a deep run into the playoffs, and they are looking to do so again. Coach, how have things been going? Not just the scoreboard, but how has your season been going? How are kids developing? How are you feeling about things this first quarter of the season?
It's been a really rough season. I thought last year we got the bad luck of the injury bug, but this year it's been devastating for us. We actually sat down and had a mid-season team meeting last night with the team just to kind of address how we look, what's working, what's not working as a team with the boys and with the coaching staff, and make any adjustments that we see that we need to. We really want to listen to the boys because we want to hear their side of what's working, what's not working. But
yeah, it's a good idea.
We've lost 2 running backs for the season. Last week, we lost our first string quarterback to concussion, so he won't be playing against Rich. So we'll have a second string quarterback in there. We lost our big defensive endman to a sprained MCL last week.
Wow.
And then Johnny Johnson pulled a hamstring 2 weeks ago, and I know he really wants to come out and play for Rich because everybody knows Johnny Johnson.
All right.
But I don't know if he'll be ready to go against Rich. He wants to, but I'm not gonna force the issue because I'd rather save him for postseason. But
Absolutely.
we've just been hammered. We've made some adjustments on our coaching staff. We had a player that decided that he didn't want to play for us anymore last week. So just a lot of crazy things happening, but we're still in it, and we're gonna keep pushing and moving forward.
Yeah, and I feel for you, Coach. Anyone who's familiar with rural football in general, injuries are just such a fear because there's not a gigantic pool of underclassmen to fill those roles a lot of times, especially if you have 10 seniors. That's tough. We feel for you, Coach, and I'm sure you'll bounce back from that. But it sounds like you're doing all the right things to right the ship. And Coach, you mentioned Johnny Johnson. I have to bring him up in this interview because, as you know, very beloved person up in this community from his junior high football days. Tell our listeners about how Johnny Johnson's doing, simply put.
Awesome. So we made a plan. We had a kid that came over from a different school, and he hadn't played football. He's a baseball player.
Mm-hmm.
And my son Dylan is actually the quarterback coach of our team.
Oh, that's awesome.
Even though he's playing college football, he still was with us in the off season, and then he's made it to several games.
That's great.
But now that the season's going for him, then he's just basically doing Zoom meetings. But anyway, we had two upcoming junior quarterbacks, and I told Johnny, I says, "Hey, listen, last year we had you at quarterback, and that position is not built for you. You're more of you're a scattered athlete that can do anything. And it really hurts us to have you stuck at quarterback. I want you flying around, finding grass. And so I told him, I says, you're going to be a backup quarterback, but I'm looking for one of these guys to throw the ball because I want you out there. And so he's been having a fun year. Like, he's racking up rushing yards because we have him at the jet, and we've got him running deep routes and under routes. And so he's having a great time, but I think he just got pretty overworked in a game that we played against Pregame, Nevada. They were a big run team, and Johnny Johnson, he just gives it his all. He never goes out of the game.
He doesn't know how to not give his all.
I think his body just finally said, "Hey, dude, it's time to rest." And so he had this run, and he tried to stretch for one last yard, and he just yanked that hamstring. So it's a hamstring down by the knee, so it's not like up higher where they're really hard to come back on. But we'll see. We got our first practice going on, in about an hour, so I'm going to see what he looks like. But hopefully he can play. He really wants to because he's a rich icon. But we'll see how it goes.
Great. Well, positive things with some tough things going on, and Coach, we wish you the best of luck. We all cheer for Johnny up here, absolutely, and so that goes without being said about your team as well. We wish you the best and good luck Friday and for the rest of the season. I'm sure we'll see a Water Canyon run in the playoffs once again. So hats off to you and your staff. Look forward to talking with you again, Coach.
All right, I appreciate it.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth of this T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football on the My Local Radio Sports Network. We want to thank Coach Heber Horsley for getting with Bradley Holmes earlier this week. Have that little interview we had, and just so the listeners at home know, I know they talked quite a bit about our good buddy Johnny Johnson. Johnny will not be playing tonight. He's actually standing behind me right now in the broadcast booth with his jersey on but no pads and sweatpants. So we hope he gets feeling better. He's not 100%, so he's not going to go tonight. But with that, we are now going to continue our coaches show, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital coaches show, with the new segment we're bringing back of the Where Are They Now? And this week, Bradley Holmes got in contact with Caden Anderson, and we want to thank both of them for taking the time to do the interview. So with that, we'll go and listen to Caden Anderson.
I am here with our Where Are They Now segment, and I'm very excited about this one. I've got my friend Caden Anderson here with us today. Caden, thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to chat with me for a few minutes.
Always a pleasure. I enjoy what My Local Radio does and allows us old folks that have moved on to be able to keep in touch with the Rich High Rebels.
That's right. And Caden is one of the old ones, graduated in 2010. So Caden, we're sitting at 14 years since we were at Rich High School. For you listeners, Caden was part of that 2009 state championship team in football, had great accolades in both football and basketball, all-state awards, MVP in basketball. He had a great career at Rich. Caden, I'm going to try to make this as professional as possible between the two of us, but tell our listeners a little about where you're at, what you're up to, and I know how humble you are, so I'll fill in the gaps where you don't include all the information.
Okay. Excited to hear how you twist this thing.
Yeah.
Well, since I graduated, I went out on a mission and then came back and went to school at Weber State. And ever since I got back from Weber State, I got married and have 3 kids now. One little boy was just born in January. I've got 2 girls, ages almost 7 and 4. And we've just been running a construction company, an asphalt maintenance company, since 2014. And that's what's consumed my time ever since I left Rich.
Well, and that's awesome. And Caden, tell us a little bit about your time at Weber State. It's not a common occurrence that a Rich High athlete gets to go on to the next level. We've recently had some, including Violet Taylor, who, for our listeners, I think she'll be on here in the next couple of weeks talking about her time at BYU, track and field. But Caden, you were able to go on and play football at Weber State, not just being on the team, but you had a starting spot and you were able to contribute there. Tell us about your time there and how it compared to your time at Rich High School.
Yeah, so went in and had some time at Weber State. That was a good experience. I was recruited by Coach McBride, and it was really good to get to know him. He's kind of a Utah football legend, and nice to meet him. And and then went and I played receiver and had some time at safety as well as the second string punter. So I got to experience a few different positions at college level, but it was an overall good experience. Had a good time, made good friends, and if I wanted to put a plug in for high school sports, it's really, really fun to look forward and watch and participate in the next level, but nothing compares to enjoying the time with your best buddies in high school. That's where it's all at.
And that's great advice for our current players and our young players coming up the ranks. And Caden, since your time at Weber State, you and your brother have started a very successful asphalt company, Anderson Asphalt. I'll give you a plug as well for Anderson Asphalt. Great company that you guys have created and are running. Caden, what can you attribute to your time at Rich High School to the success you're seeing now as an entrepreneur and business owner?
Well, I think Rich High plays a big part in it, but the community in general just instills the work ethic that you need to be successful as a human being. Being an entrepreneur obviously requires a good amount of hard work and diligence and sacrifice, but really I would just say success is predicated on dedication and focus. And I feel like that's something that I learned growing up in the community and started working from a young age, and then sports just instilling some of that competitive drive that you need as well. I do give a lot of credit to Rich High and the coaches that we had and the experience I had there to being able to focus and be a hard worker.
Yeah, we did have a great coaching staff that we got to spend time with. A couple of them no longer with us, and we're just such great guys and great memories that we made together. Great commentary about the community that we grew up in and the school that we were able to do our schooling at. But speaking of Rich High coaches, Caden, as you well know, our best buddy Tyson is at the helm now. Coach Larson, do you have any advice for him today as he takes on Water Canyon?
Coach Larson's done a good job. Obviously, they're coming off a state championship, and I think he's been able to get that competitive spirit instilled in the boys, and that's what it needs. And it's just more fun to win, and nobody's won more than Coach Larson has through wrestling and football and in life. And so they're lucky to have a coach like Coach Larson to be a good role model and example, and he coaches from experience. So the boys are lucky to have him.
Okay, and thanks for taking the time out of your day to chat about Rich High School, Rich High football. Always appreciate getting to talk with you and catching up. So once again, this is Caden Anderson on our Where Are They Now segment. Caden, thanks for representing Rich High School even 14 years after leaving, and we wish you the best of luck with all you have going on, and we will talk again soon.
Thanks for all you do. Go Rebels.
And thank you, Caden Anderson, for getting with Bradley.
It's the best.
I am here with our Where Are They Now segment, and I'm very...
It's the best feeling when you've had a long drive and you see your hotel, the Come On Inn, Casper. That means your day just got better. At the Come On Inn, you have lots of options. Unwind in the hot tub, go for a swim, relax in the beautiful atrium, and sleep in total comfort. Centrally located, the Come On Inn is close to everything. In the morning, start your day with a delicious breakfast. Top it all off with an amazing, friendly staff who is always glad to see you. It doesn't get better than that. When you're in Casper, always stay at the Come On Inn.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote. 307-789-5202.
I am here with my weekly interview with Coach Tyson Larson of the Rich High Rebels. Coach, thanks for taking time out of your day once again to chat Rebel football with me. We are talking this week about Water Canyon coming up this weekend, but also a recap of last week. Coach, a close nail-biter last week against North Sevier.
1-point loss, which is always tough. I hate to ask, but how are you feeling after last weekend?
Well, time heals all wounds. And yeah, we're a little frustrated. Knew that we let one slip out of our hands. And I know the common controversy is going to be the 2-point conversion. And there was a little bit of confusion. And overall, most of the team and staff was all for going with it and didn't quite get run like we were hoping it would. But you know what? Things happen, and we trusted the guys, and life goes on. I think the learning curve going ahead, moving forward to make us a better football team is not getting in those situations in the first place. We had plenty of other chances on offense, but also plenty of chances to stop them defensively that hopefully could have prevented that.
Well, in hindsight, 2020 is a very common theme in sports. And, I was talking to Coach Cody Lundgren over the weekend, and he's been in your shoes many times where decisions get made and it doesn't end in your favor. And that's why it's hats off to you as coaches. It's always, if you win those close games, credit to the players, but if you lose, it's kind of tough on the coaches, right? That's just kind of the hard part about being a coach. And, I personally love the call for a 2-point conversion in that situation. You have the momentum. It's homecoming. You're playing a talented big school, taking your chances to win with one play versus going into overtime. It's just an opinion of anyone, but hopefully not too much sleep has been lost over it, and it's time to move forward. But there was a lot of awesome things in that game. You as a coach, you probably didn't get to enjoy it very much because you were on to the big decision, but that throw from Carter to Drake was an amazing play. I mean, very, very deep throw, which we haven't had a ton of those this year. So hats off to Carter with an accurate deep throw, a concentrated catch by Drake. The line gave him plenty of time. And so I think you just have to take those victories from a close loss to carry it to the next week.
Yeah, no, and I was proud of him for fighting back and for making some clutch plays. And yeah, it didn't turn out in the end like we'd like, but I had to grab Dylan Fonsbeck after the game and let him know that, dude, that had nothing to do with whether I had any confidence making the kick, because Dylan's been fantastic for us and he's been almost automatic. But yeah, I think it was less about do we think we make the kick and more that all the guys wanted to, and it seems like the coaches were leaning that way. So I was trusting the players, and I hope it was a good learning moment going forward, but also showing confidence in our guys that, hey, I believed in you, and yeah, if it happened again, I'd probably do it again. So,
and I think another silver lining that you take from it, the last couple of years, we've had a tough time showing up in the second half, not putting points on the board. This was a situation where we found ourselves down to a good team, a big team in the second half, but we battled back to within one as time expired. So trending in the right direction with some very tough games upcoming, with your Bear Lake, Grace, Big Piney, a 8-man game this week going down to Water Canyon. So I hope that you as a coaching staff are feeling optimistic about things. I know you'll get the ship righted today at practice, and that does bring us quickly as we close up. This week you go to Water Canyon. What do we know about them? What are your thoughts heading down to Water Canyon this week?
So the conversation that I've had with a few of the other coaches in the league is that Water Canyon arguably was easily one of the top 3 teams, and they were confident that they could even give Monticello a run. Monticello did beat them fairly handily this last weekend, but the issue is they've had about more than any other team you could imagine has been ravaged by injuries to some of their key players, which is tough. But they still gave a good fight to Monticello without all those players. And our well-known friend who moved down, Johnny Johnson, he should be back there to play us, which will make them even better than they were against Monticello. Like I've been excited for that program. I think they're up and coming and been doing a lot of good things, especially with their week 1 personnel. A very dangerous team. I hope we can take care of business this week. I'm not sure who they'll have. I know they have a few injuries out, but they're definitely a scrappy team, and like I said, they gave Monticello a good run, and that was without Johnny, who's arguably their most best dynamic player. So,
well, and one factor that's never easy is the long drive. What is that, an 8-hour drive, maybe longer, down to Water Canyon? And Coach, we wish you the best against Johnny and company. Like you touched on, Johnny's a beloved former Rich Middle School player, moved down there, and
He's very loved by this community, and always good to see him, and we wish him the best and hopefully a healthy recovery from his recent injury. Great job last week. I know it didn't end up the way that you'd have hoped, but trending in the right direction. We will chat next week on our recap of the Water Canyon game.
Sounds awesome. Appreciate it.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth. Cullen Pace with Rob Leifson on this T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football, live and online at mylocalradio.com, and also listen in at 98.3 FM KADQ. And with that, that's going to wrap up our Bear Lake Memorial Hospital Coaches Show. We want to thank them for sponsoring the Coaches Show. They've been great sponsors for a lot of years for these Rich Rebels. And we want to thank Bradley and Coach Larson for taking the time out to do those interviews as well. And with that, we're going to take a quick little break. And when we come back, I'll give it to my broadcast colleague Rob for the keys to today's matchup. So you're listening to a T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Bear Lake Memorial Hospital provides safe, effective, high-quality health care. With many specialty services, Bear Lake Memorial serves patients from prenatal to geriatric. When you need imaging services, including mammograms, CT, and other specialized tests, the MRI suite accommodates patients of all sizes. The large windows provide natural light to help patients have an even better scanning experience. For a complete list of services offered, visit us online at blmhospital.com. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth.
Established in 1984, T7 Propane provides you with quick and affordable service. Rely on T7 services to bring warmth and comfort to your home or business. T7 Propane delivers everywhere from the Fort Bridger area throughout Bear Lake Valley. Schedule your delivery today at t7propane.com. T7 Propane, for all your propane needs.
Welcome back into the broadcast booth of this T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football on the My Local Radio Sports Network. I'm Cullen Pace, and I am going to bring in my broadcast partner, Rob Leifson, and he's going to give you his keys to today's matchup for the Rebels. Rob?
Well, we hope we get a game going here pretty soon, Cullen. We got a lightning delay going on. We had some lightning and some thunder, so I'm not sure how big of a delay that's going to be. We may have to come up with a bunch of keys to the game. But my first one is next man up. As we talked to Johnny Johnson in the broadcast booth before the game, obviously he's out. He's hoping to be back next week, but he's not the only one. Adam Hammond, number one, who was their quarterback last week for the first half of the ball game, he is out, and that means they're going to be turning to Alan Hayline as their quarterback, number 7. But Johnny also pointed out Kylan Brown, number 24, John Wayne West, who I know we saw a lot of last year and the year before, number 40, he is out. Maverick Barlow is out as well. And Xander Wright is gone. And that is a long list for the Water Canyon Wildcats. When you only have 24 players, when you're down 5, that's tough. On the Rebel side of the ball, you're not going to see Carter Hoffman tonight. He has been sick this week, and so you will see Jet Holmes behind the center, but you'll also have to see a new linebacker to take Carter's spot. So next man up is the first key. Number 2 is turnovers. As we watched the game last week between Water Canyon and Monticello, the ball was on the turf or intercepted constantly. I think that's going to be a key. Whoever wins the turnover battle, it's going to help. And number 3, accountability in 8-man football is always key in an 8-man football game. As I watched the team look at the game film from last week, they pointed it out many times. Missed tackle, next 15 yards, 20 yards, or a touchdown. Missed tackle, another 15 yards. Accountability on 8-man is key.
Yeah, it definitely is. And, talking about the accountability there, the one thing that the Rebels, to me, have struggled with almost every game, and it's not all the time, it's just big plays, is they get to hit. They will hit somebody. None of our kids are afraid to hit somebody. It's the wrap-up afterwards. And they need to hit and wrap up, and even if you can't bring the guy down, you stack him up and let your teammates come in and clean up. So clean up and wrap up would be my two keys to tonight's game. And as Rob just said, we are in a lightning delay. The captains are out on the field. So we're going to do the coin toss. It's starting to clear up out there, so I'm pretty sure it's going to blow over us, and we will get to game time. There's 7:03 on the clock, but I don't think we're going to start quite in 7 minutes. Another quick little break from our sponsors, and we will be right back to this T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
If you've never heard a mechanic say they truly care, then you've been at the wrong place. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff is a family-owned and operated business open since 1992. Offering all types of maintenance and repair services, you can be sure your vehicle is operating at its best. Whether your vehicle is older or the newest model, gas or diesel, we fix and maintain them all. Also offering chip repair, windshield replacement, and tires. When your vehicle needs a mechanic, bring it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff.
Is pain holding you back from doing the things you love? At Evanston Regional Hospital, our expert physical therapists can help you get back to feeling your best. We offer personalized treatment plans designed to address your specific needs. Whether you're recovering from an injury, managing chronic pain, or simply looking to improve your mobility, don't let pain control your life. Take control of your health and get moving again. Ask your family doctor if physical therapy is right for you, or call one of our therapy departments directly. Evanston Regional Hospital, because your movement matters.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth of this T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football, live and online at mylocalradio.com. And you can also listen in at 98.3 FM KADQ. And we did just get the official word. We will not have a kickoff until 7:19, and that is barring no other lightning strikes within that time frame. That is the UHSAA rules on a lightning delay. It's, I believe, 30 minutes, and if my assigning guy for my soccer games is listening, he's going to be mad because he did just send out an email that we had to read the rule on the lightning strike. But the last lightning strike, you've got 30 minutes till the next one. And so the time started, and we will not have a kickoff until 7:19. But Rob and I will continue the Ellingford Brothers pregame show. We'll come up with something to talk about. But
well, I can tell you the Rebels won the toss again, as they did last week. And as they did last week, they deferred, and they will start on defense. Last week, unfortunately, that did not bode well, as we watched an opening drive for 6 points very quickly on the game. So we'll see if the defense can hold tough on this one.
And that'll definitely be a different start to the last time we were down here, Rob, because the Rebels did receive last time we were down here. No, Water Canyon received and said that we kicked off with an illegal ball, which the officials said we did, so we'd done a re-kick. And Water Canyon happened to bobble that kickoff, and we recovered and scored within, I think it was 2 plays?
Yeah, I think last time we were here 2 years ago, I think the Rebels ran off about 28 points in the first 5 minutes. It was quick, and it was a smash in the mouth, and that took a lot out of the Wildcats to try to recover on that one. The Rebels are huddled up by one of the buildings of campus, and we will see what that brings. A couple stats for you, Cullen. We talked last week about the passing game, and it is a little bit better. But one thing I do want to recognize is Jet does throw a great ball, and I would not be surprised to see the passing game take a step forward tonight as he's playing the quarterback role.
He also reads the option very, very well. So, and he's definitely not afraid to pitch the ball. He will make somebody commit towards him, and he will pitch the ball out to Hudson, Carter, Samuel, Drake, whoever it may be, as that pitch option. And so that's something we got to look forward to this game and next year with Jet under center. One more quick thing I want to point out about the last time we were down here. If you remember right, Rob, we come down and we had a sophomore quarterback start that game, which was Carter Hoffman. because the starting quarterback was out for that one.
What was his name?
I don't know. I can't remember, but I do know right now he's up in North Dakota playing basketball.
There you go. That would be Cullen's son.
So, yeah, we are in the middle of an Ellingford Brothers pregame show, and Rob's going to give us a few stats. And I know if you got on Max Preps, I don't know why, Rob, and I'm sure Carter's probably blaming me. I did something to mess with him or something, which I do quite often mess with Carter Hoffman. But if you're listening to this, I did not do it on purpose. Max Preps deleted all of Carter Hoffman's stats.
Well, no, that's true. It is gone. I'm getting my ones out of my bag from last week. But one of the things I did want to point out about the passing game is Carter and Jet have been using multiple targets. So Dylan Fonsbeck, Hudson Perry, Drake Weston, Samuel Leifson, Daniel Smith, Carter Grohl. There's several people that have good hands, and it's not one player that they have to focus on. You've got several that can take care of that. I think the other thing that may be a bonus key on this one is going to be special teams. We've seen that with the kickoffs and also with the punts, and I would say need to be careful because in 8-man, Bradley and I joked when we were doing the Gunnison Valley game, sometimes you're better off to kick it out of bounds and give the ball to them on the 35-yard line than to watch somebody run it back all the way or past the 50-yard line.
Yeah, and I heard Bradley say that during that Gunnison game that, you're kicking off to probably the best athlete on the team. And when they have that much room, which in 8-man there is a lot of field out here. Now, the one thing we didn't have in Monticello goes with the Colorado 8-man rules, and their field wasn't as wide. The UHSAA says that we will play a regulation football field. So here in Water Canyon, unlike Monticello, we will have a regulation football field, and that opens up a lot of field and a lot of green for these kids to run. And when you're giving it to the best athlete on the team, that's a lot of open space for them to go. So special teams, I think, is going to be a real big key tonight.
On the Water Canyon side, Cullen, with number 1, Adam Hammond out with an injury, they will turn to Alan Hayline as their quarterback. He played the second half last week against Monticello, and he does throw a pretty good pass. And they do like to pass more than run. But Daniel Cox, number 23, is one we're going to hear quite a bit. He's got a good set of hands, and he's a big target, tall young man, and he's going to do some great things in this game, I think, if Water Canyon has any success.
Yeah, and Water Canyon, they have athletes on this team, and I know they graduated some kids last year, but just looking at the roster here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seniors out of 25 kids. I mean, that's a pretty good senior-laden team on an 8-man football program.
Yeah, and one of their greatest strengths is speed. They do compete in 2A in other sports, but 2A, track and field, cross-country, standout athletes for sure.
Yeah, they do have some very good athletes here in Hilldale. And I think, Rob, we're going to take another quick little break, get some more words in for our sponsors here, because like we've said many, many times, without our sponsors, none of this would be possible. Rob and I could not be bringing this game to you. So we will be right back on this T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Bear Lake Memorial Hospital provides safe, effective, high-quality health care. With many specialty services, Bear Lake Memorial serves patients from prenatal to geriatric. When you need imaging services, including mammograms, CT, and other specialized tests, the MRI suite accommodates patients of all sizes. The large windows provide natural light to help patients have an even better scanning experience. For a complete list of services offered, visit us online at blmhospital.com. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth.
Established in 1984, T7 Propane provides you with quick and affordable service. Rely on T7 services to bring warmth and comfort to your home or business. T7 Propane delivers everywhere from the Fort Bridger area throughout Bear Lake Valley. Schedule your delivery today at T7propane.com. T7 Propane for all your propane needs.
back into the broadcast booth of this T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football, live and online at mylocalradio.com, and you can also listen in at 98.3 FM KADQ. I think we are going to steal a little bit of our halftime lineup because we are in this lightning delay, so we are going to go to our standout student interview. And remind me again, Rob, who's the standout student?
That'd be Peyton Clough. She is cheer captain of the Rich High cheer team.
Yeah, senior cheerleader Peyton Clough and Bradley Holmes coming to you right now.
I am here with Peyton Clough for our weekly standout student interview. Peyton, how is your final year of high school going?
It's pretty good. It's kind of still really surreal here already. But honestly, it's been going by pretty quickly.
Yeah, the senior year will do that. What was the highlight from homecoming last week, with it being your final one, historically the funnest one? What was the highlight from homecoming?
There were so many fun things. I wasn't able to participate in a lot of stuff because I'm out on concurrent most of the day, but I think it was really just kind of cool to take everything in as a senior and being like a leader in all of that and like doing the car bash and stuff. That was really fun.
Nice. That's awesome. So you guys were able to do a car bash this year?
Yeah.
Cool. So Peyton, you mentioned that you're in concurrent a lot. So are you on track to get your associate's degree this year?
Yeah, I should get it.
That's awesome. So what are your plans with that? What are your plans after high school here in a few months?
I haven't quite decided on a degree yet, but I'm going to go probably to SUU for a little bit and try some things out there and then possibly go on an LDS mission after that.
Cool. Very awesome. Peyton, you are involved with cheerleading, track, very talented in musical. Is there anything else I'm missing that you do?
No, that's about it.
So tell me about cheerleading. You guys were the first, state championship team from Ridge with cheerleading. I'm sure that's your goal again this year. How's everything going with cheerleading?
We have a lot of new girls on the team this year, and so it's just kind of a lot of starting over, reteaching them all this stuff. But I think it's been really good. We've definitely had to get used to trying things over and over again and learning how to listen and apply things. But I think it's been a pretty good year so far.
And how many of you are seniors on the cheerleading squad this year?
We have 5 this fall, and I believe 4 in the winter.
Gotcha. And in terms of musical, do you know which musical you guys are doing this year?
I've heard that we're doing High School Musical. I personally am not participating in musical this year, but
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you're concentrating on school and cheerleading, and you've got a lot of stuff going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Peyton, I always ask, I know there's probably been a handful of teachers that have impacted your life at Rich. Is there one in particular that you want to give a shout out to that's had a positive impact on your schooling and your life these last few years? I know it's a bit of a tough question. There's no wrong answers, obviously, but yeah, just one teacher that comes to mind.
I would honestly probably say Brother Leifson. He has definitely helped me a lot because he teaches more than just spiritual things in his class, and I think it definitely helps in the real world too. I'm honestly not like a big fan of school, if we're going to be honest, but I learn a lot in his class, and I'm very grateful for it.
I relate to you really well with that. I was very similar to school was fine or whatever, but seminary was a good break from that and really felt like it was preparing you for life as well. And Brother Leifson is second to none in that. So you're definitely spot on there. Well, Peyton, thanks for taking a few minutes out of your day. We appreciate all you do at Rich High School, and you represent it well. And once again, for our listeners, this is Peyton Clough, daughter of Matt and Laura Clough, and good luck the rest of the year, Peyton, with everything that you have going on.
Thanks, Bradley.
And that was your T7 Propane standout student interview, and we want to thank Peyton Clough and Bradley Holmes for getting that interview done earlier this week, and Peyton taking the time out of her busy schedule between all them college classes she's taken and cheerleading practice I know cheerleading is not easy. I've watched many girls as my wife coached and seen how hard my wife pushed the girls, and I know Tristan Argyle pushes the girls just as hard. So thank you again to Peyton and Bradley.
I've stepped into practice before as well, Cullen, and it is intense. Let's just put it that way. A couple other things going on, Cullen. I did get an update on the Lady Rebels today in volleyball. Had a home meet or a home match with Cokeville. The freshman won, JV won. Unfortunately, the varsity went down in 3 straight sets to the Cokeville Panthers. They will have a home match tomorrow with Altamont, and unfortunately, we will not be able to broadcast that due to just too many other things going on in the Evanston Bridger Valley area to have enough equipment. And since the equipment's down here with us, try to get it back in time for that one is a little bit of a challenge. It's a little bit of a drive to get down here. But the other thing that happened this week at Rich High that we probably had to give a shout out to was Thursday night, had the Honor Society banquet, inducted a bunch of new sophomores to the Honor Society. I was impressed that there's actually more seniors than any of the classes, and then the juniors are second, and the sophomores have the smallest number, which usually you see that the exact opposite, which tells you the strength of the senior class academically and the emphasis on the education, as Peyton talked about. They are concurrent, and Bridgerland, all those classes, they are focused, and they've changed some of the requirements to be on the Honor Society, tightened those up a little bit, and made it a little bit more of a challenge. So maybe that's one of the reasons why the sophomores aren't as large in number yet. But I was impressed with what happened on Thursday night, and well done by Miss Muir, Jody Muir, who supervises the Honor Society. Coach, or Mr. Jesse Calder, principal, introduced a new banner at Rich High School that you will see as you walk into the Commons area with the word Rebel going vertical and different words represented by those letters: respect, engaged, loyalty. Now I got to have spelled out Rebel. I missed the other E. I shouldn't have went there. Oh, well. I'll think about it, Cullen. How about that?
Okay, that'll work. The one thing I do want to point out, there are a number of seniors on the Honor Society, and Rob, that number for this class, this graduating class of this year, has actually grown since they were sophomores. There was not that many when they come in as sophomores, so these kids have worked hard to get that. So it's great to see. I know it's a great accomplishment. I get emails for Talon all the time being on there. So did you remember what the E was?
The B is for bold. I know that because they want them to be bold and step up when there's something that needs to be said or need to take care of one of their classmates. Be bold and stand up and take care of them. And the L was for loyalty. I just can't figure out what the other E was.
Maybe somebody out there listening in.
Yep, they'll text it in. That's what we need. Our loyal listeners.
Yeah, and as you can see, right in the corner of your camera, the Rebels are making their way back to the field. There's 6.5 minutes left on the clock. I don't know if we will actually have kickoff. We have seen a couple distant lightning strikes from the booth here, but hopefully we are under 10 minutes away from kickoff. I know we are a little late, but I'd rather have these kids be safe out here on this field than you and I have to come up with content to talk about than have something happen out there on the field. You are listening to a T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football. We are in the middle of the Ellingford Brothers pregame show for all your sand, gravel, concrete, basically anything needs. I know they do guardrails. I know they do cattle guards. They do about everything at Ellingford Brothers. Go ahead and give them a call in Evanston at 307-789-1515. And we will be right back with another word from our sponsors on this T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football, all on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Bear Lake Memorial Hospital provides safe, effective, high-quality health care. With many specialty services, Bear Lake Memorial serves patients from prenatal to geriatric. When you need imaging services, including mammograms, CT, and other specialized tests, the MRI suite accommodates patients of all sizes. The large windows provide natural light to help patients have an even better scanning experience. For a complete list of services offered, visit us online at blmhospital.com. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth.
Established in 1984, T7 Propane provides you with quick and affordable service. Rely on T7 services to bring warmth and comfort to your home or business. T7 Propane delivers everywhere from the Fort Bridger area throughout Bear Lake Valley. Schedule your delivery today at T7propane.com. T7 Propane for all your propane needs.
Welcome back to this T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football, live and online at mylocalradio.com, or you can listen in at 98.3 FM KADQ if you happen to be in the Evanston-Rich County area. We are in the middle of the Ellingford Brothers pregame show. Give Ellingford Brothers a call for basically all your needs: metal, concrete, sand, gravel, 307-789-1515. I think we're going to go into the team intro video. Looks like we got about 3 minutes left before kickoff, hopefully. The breeze we got a pretty good breeze. I just looked out the door behind us, and it looks like it's going to all blow over here. So I'm going to go into the team intro video, and when we come back into the live cam, we will at least go through what we think will be the offensive starters for the Rebels.
Carter Grohl, number 1, junior.
I'm Nash Perry. I'm number 2, and I'm a freshman.
Sam Leifson, number 3, senior.
My name's Wilkes Weston. I am number 4, and I am in the 10th grade.
I'm Paxton Nicodemus, number 5, 10th grade.
Jet Holmes, 6, junior.
Carter Hoffman, senior, number 8.
I'm Zenek Stocking. I'm a senior, and I'm number 9.
I'm Aiden Weston. I'm a junior, and I wear number 10.
Dylan Wasden, wide receiver, DB, junior.
I'm Val Cornia. I'm number 13, and I'm a freshman.
My name is Connor Creel. I'm 15, and I'm a sophomore.
My name is Daniel Smith. I'm a senior, and I'm number 16.
Brayden Stokes. I'm a freshman, and my number is 21.
I'm Antonio Maldonado. I'm a senior, number 22.
Drake Weston, senior, number 23.
Riker Kirk, number 25. I'm a junior.
My name is Hudson Perry. I am a sophomore, and I am number 28.
I'm Porter Keach. I'm a junior, and I'm number 30.
Wyatt O'Malley, freshman, 34.
Dylan Fonsbeck, junior. I wear number 35.
I'm Jaron Moon. I'm number 42, and I'm a freshman.
Wyatt Tingy. I'm in 9th grade, and I'm number 48.
Cade Nelson, junior, 50.
Jaden Bell, sophomore, number 52.
Bailey Weston. I'm a sophomore. My number's 54.
Boston Jolly, number 55, junior.
My name is Max Weston. I'm a freshman, and my number is 56.
I'm Jordan Johnson. I'm a senior, and I'm number 58.
Easton Eborn, junior, number 59.
I'm Talon Wilson-Pace. I am a senior, and I'm number 60.
I'm Christian Reese. I am number 62, and I'm in 9th grade.
Traxton Chandler, a sophomore, number 65.
I'm Hunter Cornea. We're number 66, and I'm a freshman.
My name is Rylan Goff. I'm a sophomore, and I'm number 67.
My name is Ian Adams. I'm a freshman, and I'm number 68.
Killer Gal, sophomore, 70.
My name is Breaker Willis. I'm a sophomore. My number is 72.
JJ Chandler, senior, number 73.
Jack Wakefield, junior, number 75.
My name is Scott Wakefield. I am a wide receiver, and I'm number 82, and I'm a freshman.
My name's Tag Stewart. My number is 85, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Donald Anderson. I'm a senior, and I'm a manager.
going to go radio silent real quick for the national anthem.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we marched, were so gallantly streaming.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth of this T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football, live and online at mylocalradio.com. You can also listen in at 98.3 FM KADQ. We are getting ready to have the opening kickoff of this game where the Rebels did win the coin toss. They elected to defer, so the Wildcats will receive this first half kickoff as the Rebels take the field. I'm sure Dylan Fonsbeck will be doing the kicking duties, other than the one surprise onside where Talon got up last week. Paxton Nicodemus has done a few kickoffs this year, but you've got number 55 and Dominic Lacorda, and number, is that 21 or 27 out there, Rob?
Hard to see. He's got his arms folded. Looks like 23.
Daniel Cox back deep to receive for the Wildcats, and Fonsbeck gets a decent kickoff. It's going to be fielded at the 11-yard line, where he's going to get about 5 yards, where he's met by, I didn't see who that was.
It looks like it was number 11. That would be Dylan Wasden or Aiden Weston.
And then there was a single number. I didn't see who that was, but it might have been just Wasden, number 11. But anyway, the Wildcats are going to take over 1st and 10 from their own 15-yard line as the Rebels defense takes the field this first drive. Looks like up front you got Jordan Johnson, J.J. Chandler. Quarterback under center sends a guy in motion. That's going to be a handoff up the middle to this right side where he's met by a couple Rebels real quick, Easton Eborn and Drake Weston, after a gain of about one. And that was Cook with the carry up the middle there, as number 7, Hanlon, gets the play from the sideline. Breaks the huddle. He's going to be lined up under center once again. 2 receivers to the right, 1 receiver left. He's going to send 12, Ryan Barlow, in motion. He's going to hand off up the middle where he's not going to gain much. He's hit by a host of Rebels once again. Hudson Perry comes in there at the end and cleans it up. I do believe that was
Drake Weston had him wrapped around the ankles to begin with.
And that was
23.
And that's number 55, Dominic Lacordia. And we've got an injured player, Wallace Cook, limping off to the sideline. We've got 3rd down and 10 for the Wildcats from their own 15-yard line. And Hanlon gets the play from, he comes all the way over to the sideline to get the play, runs jogs back into the huddle, breaks the huddle. He's going to line up in the shotgun this time. 2 receivers to the left, 1 receiver to the right. A single back behind him in the backfield. He takes a snap, steps back to pass. Quick little throw to the outside. That's caught, where he's going to gain about 6, and then he's going to be brought down by Drake Weston. That was number 23, Daniel Cox, on that reception.
5 yards.
Looks like he's going to pick up about 7. That's going to bring up 4th down and 3 for the Wildcats.
Daniel Cox is going to be his target all night long, Cullen. He has got a good set of hands, and he's a tall young man, a great target.
Let's see what the Wildcats decide to do here. They're going to line up in punt formation. You got Daniel Smith standing about his own 47-yard line. Low snap. The kick gets off, and he's going to kick that straight out of bounds. And the Rebels are going to take over with their first possession with great field position. They're going to be on the Wildcat side of the field, where it's spotted for sure, because it did go almost straight out of bounds. Looks like they're going to spot it about the Wildcat 40, where the Rebels will take over 1st and 10. 9 minutes and 23 seconds left to go in this first quarter, and the score is 0-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. And Rob, our goal tonight, we're going to get a Stacy's Repair
instant replay. Yes, we are.
We're going to get one tonight, or at least that's our goal anyway. As Jet Holmes gets the signal, he can go ahead and start. He's in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the left, 1 receiver right. He steps back to pass, and he's going to be looking for Drake Weston. That's going to be overthrown, incomplete. 2nd down and 10 for the Rebels. 9:18 remaining in this first quarter. As Aiden Weston runs the play in, the Rebels huddle up about the 50-yard line. Break the huddle. Jog up to the line. Looks like Jet's going to go under center this time. He's going to have 2 receivers left, 1 receiver right. Hudson Perry in the backfield. Takes the snap. He's going to pitch it to this left side to Hudson Perry. Hudson's looking for the outside. It gets a stiff arm, makes one man miss, dances around a little bit, then decides to go hit the outside, cuts back inside to the 10, and that's going to be a Rebel touchdown. Hudson Perry from the 40-yard run for Hudson Perry for the first score of this ball game. That's going to be, and I did not get the replay, Rob, before you asked, but that's going to be 6-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard in favor of the Rebels with 9:05 left to play in this game, or first quarter, as we await the PAT.
And there's accountability for you, Cullen, right there. Missed tackles, and Hudson keeps his legs going all the time and comes through with a touchdown. Now, here's another man up, because Carter Hoffman normally would be holding for the extra point. Is that why they're going for 2?
Well, let's see what they decide to do here. Hudson in motion. Drake's going to snap to the side. We do have a flag. Looks like it's going to be a false start on the Rebels. So that's going to back them up 5 yards to the 8-yard line on this point after touchdown attempt.
I saw this ran in a college game last week, Cullen. That snap just has to go between the center's legs, but it went sideways, and that tries to throw the defense off a little bit. But unfortunately, there was movement on the offensive line, so we're going to have another try from a little bit farther out.
Looks like Dylan Fonsbeck is going to line up to kick the PAT this time.
And you're going to have Jet Holmes as the holder.
And so Drake Weston with the snap. The hold's down. The kick is going to be wide right, so that's no good. The score on the Station on Main scoreboard is going to remain 6-0 in favor of the Rebels. 9:05 left to play in this first quarter. And we will be right back after this message from our sponsors on this T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Welcome to the town of Randolph, located in northern Utah. The first group of settlers came from St. Charles, Idaho in March of 1870. We are a town of great extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 degrees in the winter, and we hold the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in Utah at minus 50 degrees. Randolph is a small, friendly community that strives to preserve our rural heritage and small town feel. Enjoy the feeling each time you visit Randolph. Go Rebels.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth of this T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football, live and online at mylocalradio.com. You can also listen in on 98.3 FM KADQ. Fonsbeck back to kick. Jogs up to the ball, foot to ball. Kickoff's away, and that's going to go to the left side and bounce out. No, well, there was a flag, and so they are going to say it did bounce out of bounds. That's going to be an illegal kickoff for the Rebels, but, Rob, we did talk about that in the pregame. And granted, the first kickoff we had very good coverage, but you never know what's going to happen. So
that was on the edge. I'm not even sure that even that went out of bounds, but the ref did throw the flag, and he had a much better view on that side. The choice is, though, Water Canyon can have the Rebels re-kick.
Yes, they can, and it's a 5-yard penalty, so they would be kicking from the 35 instead of the 40.
But it looks like the Wildcats are going to take it 1st and 10 on the 35. That drive, by the way, Cullen, 2 plays, 18 seconds, and 6 points.
And that was just a great run there by Hudson Perry and good blocking by our receivers on this outside. So as Hanlon lines up in the shotgun, two running backs either side of him, takes a snap, and that's going to be a jet sweep from that left side, and they're going to get the corner. Talk about accountability. Samuel Leifson's going to be able to catch him from behind. That's number 23, Daniel Cox, on that little jet sweep from the slot position as he crosses into Rebel territory up to the 46-yard line. So that's going to be a 1st down for the Wildcats as they 1st and 10 from the Rebels 46. And, Rob, we talk about accountability. We missed a couple tackles there.
Well, they made the hit, but they didn't wrap up, just like you told them to.
So we got 3 receivers to the left, empty backfield, 1 to the right. Shotgun snap, quick throw out to Cox on this outside where he is met quickly by Samuel Leifson after a gain of 2 up to the 44-yard line. That's going to be 2nd and 8 for the Wildcats. As J.J. Chandler's going to get a little break as he rushes off. Looks like Coach Cornea is going to change up the defensive lineup a little bit and just go 2 down linemen on the front. So Wildcats line up. They got 2 receivers to the right, 1 receiver left, 1 in the backfield behind Hanlon in the shotgun. Takes a snap, and he's going to hand off up the middle where number 1 for the Rebels meets him in the backfield as soon as he got it.
That'd be Carter Grohl.
Yes, sir. I had a brain freeze for a second, but.
And the running back was?
I believe that was 20, wasn't it? So Isaiah Barlow.
Looks like he lost a yard.
3rd down and 7 for the Wildcats as they break the huddle. Looks like they're going to go doubles to both sides, empty backfield. Hanlon in the shotgun. Makes a little noise. The Rebels almost jump, but they don't. And that's going to be a delay of game on the Wildcats, so that's going to back them up 5 yards. Make it 3rd down and 12.
Delay of game on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
So they march him back 5 yards. Hanlon gets the play.
Tried to get the Rebels to jump, but unfortunately that took a little bit too much time.
And I think if our defensive linemen weren't going to cross, they probably would have jumped there, Rob, so we kind of lucked out. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left, shotgun snap. Hanlon steps up. He's got a little pressure, steps up to pass again. We got a flag in the backfield. That ball is going to fall incomplete, intended for Landon Rolling. But I think that flag in the backfield is going to be a holding on the Wildcats, and they will probably, the Rebels, I do believe, probably will decline that one. And that is a holding on the Wildcats, declined by the Rebels. So that's going to bring up 4th down and 12 from the Rebels' 48-yard line. Daniel Smith is going to go back deep to receive this punt.
And number 23, Daniel Cox, back to kick again. Last time he kind of shanked it off to the side. We'll see how he does on this one. We talked about the importance of special teams.
And it was a very low snap. That's a lot better snap. Cox is going to get it off. That's going to go over Smith's head, take a bounce, And that's pretty dangerous by Daniel there to let it roll, because he did have some field, but it did fall into the end zone, so that's going to be a touchback where the Rebels will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. 6:43 left to go in this first quarter here in Hilldale, Utah. 6-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard in favor of the Rebels, as Jet Holmes, the junior quarterback, huddles up the Rebels. We have a few more Rebels coming in. Fonsbeck going out.
Looks like you've got Boston Jolly, Talon Pace, and Caden Nelson on your front line for the Rebels. That's a little bit of a switch.
Yeah, and so we've got Drake Weston wide to the right as Hudson Perry goes out there with him now too. You got Paxton Nicolademus all alone on this left side. Jet gets the snap. He's going deep to his cousin Drake, where he's going to catch that ball at the 48 of the Wildcats. He makes a couple guys miss as he comes around this outside, and he's going to be ran out of bounds by LaCourte at the Wildcat 22-yard line. That's what, a 78-yard gain, Rob?
I'm doing the math. I got to take my shoes off. Just a minute, Cullen.
That was a heck of a pass, and Jet Holmes hits Drake Weston in stride.
I'm going to say 58.
That'll work. 58-yard pass. Jet Holmes to his cousin Drake Weston. Jet's in the shotgun. He's got one receiver left, two right. Hudson Perry in the backfield with him, takes a snap, and he's going to pitch that to the right to Hudson Perry as he's trying to get around the outside, and he's going to get the outside, pick up another Rebel first down, where he's hit hard by LaCourte on the outside line. He got out of bounds, but something we don't want to see, he did let go of that ball. It just happened to bounce out of bounds. That is going to be another first down for the Rebels. And that's going to be 1st and goal from their own from the Wildcat 8-yard line. 6 minutes remaining in this first quarter. As Holmes breaks the huddle, he's going to have trips to the left, a single receiver to the right, empty backfield. He's in the shotgun, takes a snap. He's going to roll to his left, looking. He's just going to tuck it, and he's going to find the end zone. Touchdown, Rebels. That's going to bring the score 12-0 in favor of the Rebels on your Station on Main scoreboard as Jet tucks that one from 8 yards out. Let me up. And once again, Rob, I did not get the Stacy's Repair replay. And I bet we will go for 2 here on this one, the Rebels. Hudson Perry in motion, same play as the first time, but Hudson's going to step up and throw to Daniel Smith all alone in the corner of the end zone. The 2-point conversion is good. 14-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard, and we'll be right back on this T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football, live and online at mylocalradio.com.
When was the last time you got to stay at a hotel that had an indoor waterfall and a fish pond? Or a hotel with a swimming pool, a baby pool, and 5 hot tubs? At the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming, you'll get all of this, plus an amazing complimentary breakfast. You can even reserve a suite with a private jacuzzi for 2. The rates are so affordable that every time you're in Casper, you and the whole family can stay without breaking the bank. The best hotel in Casper is the Come On In and Suites. Make your reservations today and come on in.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth on this T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football on the My Local Radio Sports Network. 14-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard in favor of the Rebels. As Dylan Fonsbeck tees up the ball again, this will be his 3rd kickoff in this first quarter with 5:41 remaining.
3-play drive. Cullen took 1 minute and 2 seconds off the clock with an 8-yard touchdown run by Jet Holmes.
Fonsbeck foot to ball. That's going to be received at the 15-yard line. As makes one guy miss on this outside. Carter Hoffman did miss back there, or Carter Grohl, did miss back there, but he did not give up on the play and was able to catch Cox from behind at their own 40-yard line where they will take over 1st down and 10. That did run a little bit of time off the clock, 5:30 remaining in this first quarter. And that's a great play by Grohl. He did miss the tackle, and knowing Carter Grohl, he was a little upset at himself, but he did not give up on that play and was able to come back and hit Cox from behind to bring him down. So as the Wildcats get up into formation, they're going to have two receivers left, one receiver right. Hamlin in the shotgun. No, that's going to move a tight end in, so two receivers to the left, a tight end. Running back in the backfield with Hamlin. Steps back. He's going to throw the little bubble screen to the running back, number 20, Barlow. He's going to catch that, and he is going to, he got out of bounds. That's going to stop the clock, and that's going to be a first down Wildcats right at the 50-yard line. 5:23 remaining, and as I've said a little bit before, Hanlon comes all the way over to the Wildcat sideline to get the play, goes back into the huddle. He's going to break the huddle, and hopefully they have their plays a little coded because they were only about 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage on that huddle. So we got a tight end to the left, two receivers right, Hanlon in the shotgun. Same play to the other side, and that's going to be read perfectly by Jet Holmes. He comes up and makes that stop for no gain. That is another catch for Barlow from Hanlon. So that's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 50.
Hanlon's 4 of 5 for 19 yards.
Clock's running, 4:36 remaining in this first quarter. We did just see a bolt of lightning, but I do believe it's outside that 10-mile radius. As Hanlon takes a snap, two receivers in the backfield. That's going to be that jet sweep again, and that is read perfectly by sophomore Wilkes Weston as he breaks through the line, gets a nice tackle for loss. That's going to be a 5-yard loss, bring up 3rd down and 15 for the Wildcats.
And there's you the man up because that is filling the hole of Carter Hoffman in the running or the linebacker slot.
Yeah, and Wilkes, knowing Wilkes, he's not scared of nothing. He doesn't care about getting out here with a bunch of seniors or anything. He's just going to play his game, and that's a great play there by Wilkes Weston. As the Wildcats huddle up again, 3rd and 16 that was a 6-yard loss. 3 receivers to the right, empty backfield for Hanlon, 1 receiver to the left. Takes the snap. He's going to look to pass to, and that's going to be overthrown to Daniel Cox. That's going to bring up 4th down and 16 from their own 44-yard line. Daniel Smith is expecting the punt, so he's standing back on the Rebels' 23-yard line.
And a shout-out to our fellow colleague, Bradley Holmes. He said our camera got dark, and we've had that trouble earlier in the season with Gunnison Valley. Hopefully you can see that a little bit better. If that starts to go dark again on you, let us know. We will try to correct it again.
And the Wildcats line up in punt formation. And that's going to send Hudson Perry deep instead of Daniel Smith. Hudson's going to go over, receive it about the 17-yard line. He's going to come all the way back to this left side, looks to get the corner, and he does. He's at the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown Rebels!
And we just missed the replay.
Well, we'll get him celebrating in the end zone.
There you go.
So with 3:11 left, that's going to put the Rebels up 20-0 in this first quarter as Hudson Perry just returns that punt.
I almost thought he signaled for a fair catch for a minute there, Cullen, but no whistle or stoppage from the referee.
No, there wasn't. As the Rebels line up, Fonsbeck to kick, Holmes to hold. The hold's down, the kick is up, and that's going to be blocked by the Wildcats. That's going to remain, the score's going to remain 22-0 in favor of the Rebels on the Station on Main scoreboard. 3 minutes and 11 seconds left in this first quarter. And you know what, Rob? I did get it in. Let's see what it looked like, huh? Oh, we got some, Rob.
How about that?
Our first Stacy's Repair instant replay of the season. Goalmet, we got one. Thank you to Stacy's Repair for sponsoring our replay. We do appreciate it. And Hudson Perry on that 83-yard punt return for a touchdown. 3:11 left in this first quarter. 20-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. The Rebels lead as Fonsbeck tees up. He's been busy this first quarter. This is his 4th kickoff of the quarter with 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Fonsbeck steps back, raises his hand. Kickoff away, and that's going to be a low line drive kick. Going to bounce about the 20 and go all the way into the end zone for a touchback for Dylan Fonsbeck.
Kickoff.
As we have a player for the Wildcats hobbling off the field. We don't like to see that, especially with as many players as they have out early this season. So the Wildcats will take over from their own 20 after that touchback by Fonsbeck. Hanlon gets the play from Coach Heber Horsley. Heads back into the huddle. He's going to break the huddle as the Wildcats come up to the line of scrimmage. Going to have 3 receivers to the left. Empty backfield, tight end to this right side. Hanlon in the shotgun, gets the snap, steps back, feels a little pressure. He's going to go deep to Cox, and that's going to be intercepted by Drake Weston. Cox tries to bring him down. He's going to miss. Drake cuts back to that right side, makes another man miss as he's 20, 10, 5, and he is hit hard there by LaCordia.
Going to give him a touchdown.
That is going to be a 48-yard interception return by Drake Weston, and I forgot to do the replay there as I'm making that call, but that is a great play by Drake Weston. But LaCordia did lay a hit on Drake there as he hit the pylon. So I expect the Rebels probably line up to go for 2 here as they're 26-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard with 2:54 remaining in this first quarter.
We talked about turnovers, Cullen, and there's the first indication of that one. Drake from the safety position, perfect location.
And Fonsbeck's lined up to kick this one. The hold's down, the kick's up, and that's going to hit the upright and no good. So the score is going to remain 26-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebels are leading on this T7 propane presentation of Ridge High Sports on the My Local Radio Sports Network, and we're going to be right back.
Welcome to the town of Randolph, located in northern Utah. The first group of settlers came from St. Charles, Idaho in March of 1870. We are a town of great extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 degrees in the winter, and we hold the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in Utah at minus 50 degrees. Randolph is a small, friendly community that strives to preserve our rural heritage and small town feel. Enjoy the feeling each time you visit Randolph. Go Rebels.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth of this T7 propane presentation of Rich High Sports, live and online at mylocalradio.com and 98.3 FM KADQ. Fonsbeck for his 5th kickoff of this first quarter, and he's going to get that one high and deep. That's going to be received by Cox at the 8-yard line. He's going to come up, and he's going to meet up with Daniel Smith, and I didn't see who was on the inside of him there.
I think it was Wilkes Weston, number 4. No, Carter Grohl, number 1.
Yeah, Carter Grohl, number 1. They're going to bring him down at the 25-yard line where the Wildcats will take over. First down and 10, 2:47 remaining in this first quarter. As, like I said, the Rebels are up 26-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. The Rebels have come out on fire in this first quarter, Rob.
They have. And looks like you're getting a few substitutions, putting Daniel Smith and Dylan Fonsbeck on the front defensive line and Aiden Weston on the corner.
Yeah, and the last 2 scores by the Rebels have been a punt return and an interception, a pick 6 by Drake Weston. Hanlon in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the left, sends one in motion. That's going to be a handoff up the middle to number 20, Isaiah Barlow. He's going to pick up about 6 yards. I didn't see who brought him down there, Rob. Did you?
Number 10, Aiden Weston.
That's a great job by the junior coming in from the cornerback position. And that's going to bring up 2nd down and 3. So they're going to give him 7 on that handoff up the middle. 2:22 remaining in this first quarter. Hanlon breaks the huddle. He's going to line up under center. This time he's got Barlow and LaCordia behind him. Double tight set. And that's going to be a handoff up the middle to Barlow. Once again, he's going to pick up about 1. And he's met there by Dylan Fonsbeck from that defensive end position. And you've got 4 guys coming in, keeping the Rebels fresh on defense.
That's got to be a big thing with the depth of the Rebels. I mean, you just look at the sidelines with the injuries that the Wildcats have. I would not want to look across the sideline and see all those players that they can keep running in and out.
No, that's intimidating in itself. Going to go back to that double tight end set. LaCordia and Barlow behind Hanlon. Hanlon under center. Trying the hard count. Nobody jumps. He's going to take the snap. That's going to be a handoff up the middle to Barlow. He's going to dive forward. Looks like he is going to pick up the first down. He was met there by Drake Weston, but not after picking up the first down. So that's going to be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats from the 35-yard line.
Isaiah Barlow's 4th carry, Cullen for a total of 9 yards so far in the ball game.
We are at 1 minute left in this first quarter, 26-0 on your station on main scoreboard. Hanlon running in from the sideline into the huddle, gives the team the play. They break the huddle. Going to go 2 receivers to the left, 1 receiver to the right. Hanlon's going to be under center. Barlow behind him. Sends number 12, Ryan Barlow, in motion. And
Drake
Hanlon
Weston
is going to be drilled in the backfield by Drake Weston.
Came untouched on a blitz.
Loss of about 3 for the Wildcats. 2nd down and 13. 22 seconds remaining in this first quarter. The Wildcats are probably going to want this first quarter to end. I don't think they're going to get a play off. I guess they could. They still have 10 as they get up to the line of scrimmage. See what they do here. 4, 3, 2 receivers right, 1 left, 1 in the backfield. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. And we will be right back after this word from our sponsors. You're listening to a T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football, live and online at mylocalradio.com, 98.3 FM KADQ.
We offer rebates on energy-saving products and equipment for our customers. For example, your home's heating and air conditioning system draws significant amount of electricity during certain times of the year. We offer cash back for heat pumps, which use energy-efficient technology to heat and cool your home. We also offer rebates on appliances and smart accessories like smart plugs and smart switches. Really, for anything that draws electricity in your home, we usually have some type of rebate to offer you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
When you're hungry for an amazing breakfast, just like Grandma used to make, visit our bakery on Main Street in Randolph. We hand make fresh pastries for you to enjoy. Supporting the Rich Rebels and thanking you for your business, visit our bakery today.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth of this T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football on the My Local Radio Sports Network, where we are just about to start the second quarter. And the Wildcats will start 2nd and 13 from their own 32-yard line, where the Rebels lead 26-0 on the station on main scoreboard. And we have had Hudson Perry's had a great day so far. Punt return for a touchdown. He had a 50-yard run for a touchdown.
40-yard run, yep. Had a great pass between Jet and his cousin Drake Weston for 58 yards. And then you also had the pick 6
by Drake Weston. That was a 48-yard return on that pick 6. So the Rebels have started out hot here in Hilldale. I think they're just liking that fall weather down here compared to the way cold up home. So Hanlon in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the left, 1 receiver to the right. You got Barlow behind him. As he takes the snap, he's going to drop back to pass. He's going to look out to this left side and find Cox. Cox is hit immediately by Jet Holmes. That's going to be a reception, but no gain. Bring up 3rd down and 13 for the Wildcats from their own 33-yard line. And that's just a great job by Jet Holmes to read that pass play.
It is, and we talked about accountability. You're one-on-one in open field, and Cox is a big target, not an easy one to bring down. Jet goes low, wraps him up around the legs.
This 3rd down, Hanlon's going to come in the shotgun again. 2 receivers to left, 1 receiver to right. Barlow behind him. Gets the snap, drop back to pass. He's going to feel a little pressure from Easton as he throws, and that's going to be picked by Samuel Leifson at the 48-yard line. Samuel's going to try to return this one. He makes 1 guy miss. 2 guys miss as he just hammers his legs. He's at the 20 where he's brought down by LaCordia, and that's going to be a 38-yard return by Samuel Leifson on that interception as the Rebels are going to take over on their own, or on the Wildcat 20-yard line with 11:03 remaining in this second quarter. And that's a great play by Samuel Leifson, and you can tell he's a running back there. He gets hit, but his legs just keep churning, and they didn't wrap up and weren't able to bring him down. He picked up another 15 yards after the first initial hit. Jet Holmes in the shotgun, empty backfield. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Snap to Jet. He's going to step back to pass. He's going to look for Daniel Smith on the far left side. Daniel makes 1 man miss, 2 men miss as he's fighting, and they're going to call him into the end zone. 20-yard pass by Jet Holmes to Daniel Smith, but 10 of those yards were picked up by Smith after that reception. I'm going to see if I got the replay.
I had to move the camera a little bit on that one, but as soon as Daniel caught that, he spun to look to see where he was going to run. That's a senior experience showing through right there, Cullen.
And that is our second Stacy's Repair replay we have got as we come back to the live cam. Fonsbeck up to kick, hold the kick, and that one is going to be good. That's going to bring our score 33-0 in favor of the Rebels on the Station on Main scoreboard.
And Dylan Fonsbeck gives himself the sign for a complete PAT on that one.
Yeah, 10:55 left here in this second quarter, and Fonsbeck, although his kickoffs have been great, he's had 5 of them already. He's struggled a little bit on the PATs tonight, which is unusual or hasn't been usual on Fonsbeck for the season.
And that could be a little bit because Carter Hoffman is not doing the holding for him. You got Jet Holmes there. And I'll tell you what, my son Joseph kicked for Rich High for a long time, and that is a timing thing. And anything that messes that up just kind of messes with things. So a low snap or somebody else down there that doesn't do it quite the way the guy you had before can be a little bit of a interruption.
You're exactly right, Rob. My sophomore and junior year, I did a little kicking up in Evanston, and it does throw you off just a little bit. If the hold's not perfect, you get used to somebody, and your foot hits the ball in just a different spot. As Fonsbeck jogs up to kick, foot to ball, that's going to be a high kick. Fielded about, bobbled at the 15 by Cox, where he's going to pick it up, and he's going to be met by Aiden Weston. And Aiden's going to spin him around and down. He's going to only get up to the 24-yard line, where the Wildcats are going to take over 1st and 10 with 10:49 remaining in the second quarter, 33-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard in favor of the Rich Rebels. And the Rebels have just come out, and they come to play tonight, Rob.
Yeah, I was a little nervous. That's a long trip. It's not uncommon to see a football team have some maybe some a little bit jello legs after a 7-hour bus ride, but they came, hopped out. Maybe the lightning delay helped a little bit.
And Hanlon in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the right, 1 left, sends Barlow in motion, takes the snap, and that's going to be a handoff up the middle to Barlow, where he is going to be met by Carter Grohl, and Hudson Perry in the backfield for a loss of 1. And I noticed before that snap there, Rob, we are bringing in some of the younger players already. 10:30 left in the second quarter. You've got Ryland Goff and Bailey Weston on the defensive line.
And here comes Tony Maldonado, 22, into the linebacker core.
And you've got Dylan Wasden out here as the cornerback on this right side. Hudson Perry thought he was getting a break. Coaches said, no, you stay out there.
We got a flag. Got a sideline warning on the Rebels. And maybe they didn't want to let Wilkes Weston sub in.
I don't know what that one was.
You got me, but the ball's going the other direction. First penalty on the Rebels for the ball game.
The sideline infraction. They're going to count this one off, Rob. Not just a warning, an infraction. So that's going to be a 15-yard penalty, and that's going to be a first down for the Wildcats from their own 38-yard line. 9:49 remaining in this second quarter. 33-0 in favor of the Rebels on the Station on Main scoreboard. Hanlon with the empty backfield. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Gets the snap, steps back to pass, and he's going to let that one go. That's going to be caught for a second and then knocked out of his hands by Hudson Perry. But there is a flag on the play. I do believe that's going to be defensive pass interference. Hudson did have a little contact with him before the play, and as the referee gives a signal, that is going to be pass interference on the Rebels. And that is going to be another first down for the Wildcats, and that's going to march them into Rebel territory.
Second penalty on the Rebels in the ball game, though we were a little bit confused on the first one. That one was pretty clear, pass interference on Hudson.
So from the Rebels' 47-yard line, the Wildcats are going to continue this drive, 1st and 10, with a couple penalties to help them out. Hanlon breaks the huddle. He's got 3 receivers to the right, 1 receiver left, empty backfield in the shotgun, gets the snap, and that's just going to be a design draw play for Hanlon, where he's going to be tripped up there by, that was
54.
That's Bailey Weston.
Yep, and the ball came loose, but the referee said the ball was on the ground.
So Hanlon's going to pick up about 4 yards there, 3 yards there, so that's going to be 2nd and 7 for the Wildcats from the 44-yard line of the Rebels. As the Wildcats huddle up, and they're just barely behind that line of scrimmage there, Rob.
Yeah, they want to stay close to the ball. It's less energy just used to get to the line of scrimmage.
So 2 receivers right, 1 left. Barlow in the backfield sends another Barlow in motion. That's going to be a handoff to this left side to Barlow from the backfield. He's going to try to hurdle Bailey Weston. Kind of tripped up there, so I think Bailey and Hudson will get credit on that one. But not after a Wildcat first down up to the Rebel 37-yard line. 8:40 remaining in this second quarter. Hanlon jogs back from the sideline with the play. Going to break the huddle. Going to go up under center this time. 2 receivers left, 1 receiver right. Barlow in the backfield. Send Barlow in motion. He's going to hand the motion Barlow, who's trying to get to that outside. Does not get the outside, cuts back inside where he's met there by Bailey Weston, but not after gaining about 4 yards. Bring up 2nd down and 6 for the Wildcats. And this drive helped out by a couple penalties. One we didn't understand, but they called it. We're good with it. But they're actually sustaining the run game here, Rob.
They are. Nice tackle by Bailey, though, and that was good pursuit because it was away from where he started the play.
Yeah, he come all the way from this right side defensive end to go make that tackle. Hanlon in the shotgun this time. Barlow behind him. 2 receivers to the right, 1 left. Hard count. Rebels stay where they're supposed to. Steps back to pass, and he's going to find Cox on a little curl route. Cox makes the catch, makes a couple guys miss where Hudson Perry. Nope, that's going to be Bailey Weston again on pursuit. Not giving up on the play, is able to dive for Cox's ankles and bring him down, but not after another Wildcat first down. as the Wildcats are on the Rebel 15-yard line and knocking on the door to put some points on the Station on Main scoreboard. 7:14 remaining in this second quarter. And I think Coach Larson's okay with this, getting some younger players some time on the varsity field. Yes, they're sustaining a drive, but let's see what the defense can come up with to stop this. Empty backfield for Hanlon. Steps back to pass. He's going to find some pressure, get hit, but he lets go of it. Intended for Cox. That's going to fall incomplete. And that was number 22, Tony Maldonado.
On the pressure.
And who was 30? Isn't that number 30? That one I don't know, Rob. 30 for the Rebels.
That would be Porter Keach. He's a junior.
And Maldonado hit Hanlon high and Keach hit Hanlon low.
I didn't see, I want to say it was probably Aiden Weston or Dylan Wasden on the coverage on that pass.
That was Dylan Wasden on the coverage. Hanlon in the shotgun, takes a snap. He's going to hand off to Barlow up the middle. He's going to dance around a little bit, pick up about 7 yards, where he's brought down by Paxton Nicolademus and Bailey Weston. Bring up third down and about 3 for the Wildcats inside the Rebel 10-yard line. Hanlon comes to the sideline, jogging back to the huddle.
7th carry for Isaiah Barlow. He's up to 23 yards on the game, as well as 2 catches for 10 yards.
Hanlon's going to go under center, two backs in the backfield. He's going to take the snap. He's going to drop back to pass, where he is going to be hit and dropped by Riker Kirk. So Riker Kirk's going to come up with that sack there, and that's going to bring the Wildcats back to the 15-yard line. So that's a 7-yard loss and a great play there by the junior Riker Kirk.
Second sack of the ball game for the Rebels.
4th and 10 from the 15 for the Wildcats. I do believe they're going for it. Not going to try for a touchdown. They're going to take a timeout, and with that timeout, we're going to take one as well. You're listening to a T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Quality is the one thing that you can always count on when you do business with Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. You always get high-quality products and friendly, knowledgeable service at Ellingford's. Stop in today, 199 County Road, Evanston.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth of this T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football, live and online at My Local Radio. And you can also listen in the Evanston, Rich County area on 98.3 FM KADQ. And Rob, outside, I'm kind of glad we're in this booth tonight. The wind's picking up. I see a few drops on the windows in front of us.
Well, I'll tell you what, 2 years ago when we were here, we were upstairs in the elements, and that sunshine made us, we couldn't even see the laptop, so we had no idea what was going on as far as what people were seeing at home.
So we got a 4th down and 10 as we come in out of that timeout. 5:36 remaining on the clock in the second quarter. And Hanlon takes the shotgun snap. He's going to get some pressure. He's going to look for Cox in the end zone, and that's going to be broken up by Paxton Nicolademus. That's a heck of a defensive play by the sophomore as the Rebels hold the Wildcats after that nice drive by the Wildcats. And the Rebels are going to take over 1st and 10 from their own 15-yard line. As we did run some players in on defense, but it looks like Coach Tyson Larson's going to keep the starters in for this play for the Rebels. As Coach Cooper Corney is going to come out of the rain from up top and join us here in the broadcast booth. A little windy up there, Coop? Just a little. He says just a little. And Coach Tyson Larson's going to bring in his full front line. Empty backfield for Jet Holmes. He's going to take the snap, drop back to pass. He's going to look for a little curl route to Daniel Smith, and that's caught Daniel's going to come up to about the 28-yard line. That's going to be another Rebel first down. 5:21 remaining on the clock in this second quarter, 33-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. And, Rob, I'm just impressed. We do have some Stacy's Repair replays that we can go over in the postgame show as well. Once again, Holmes in the shotgun, one receiver right, one receiver left. Takes the snap, steps back to pass, and he's going to find Drake Weston. That's going to be another catch by Drake. He's going to get tripped up about the 44 and fall forward to the 45-yard line, but that's going to be another Rebel first down. And the rain's falling a little more now. People are starting to huddle up a little bit outside. Hey, this is good football weather, Rob.
This is great football weather, but it's not great for the camera because I'm getting water everywhere, and we got a timeout by the Rebels.
Okay, with that, we're going to take a timeout also. You're listening to a T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel football on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Ready has provided safety and excellence in industrial construction and support services since 1982. From insulation and scaffolding to paintings and coatings, our crews are standing by to assist with new construction, maintenance projects, facility shutdowns, and more. Contact us today to ensure your assets are protected and functional. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth of this T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football, live and online at mylocalradio.com and listen in at 98.3 FM KADQ. 4:53 remaining in the second quarter. The Rebels are up 33-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard and driving. 2 plays, 2 first downs for the Rebels in this drive. As Holmes is in the shotgun, one receiver way to the left all by himself. That's Drake Weston. And there's a flag on the play, and I don't know what that flag's for because Drake was on the field.
Well, I'll tell you what, Daniel Cox had that one in his hands for a pick 6. He read that perfectly, but I'm not sure what the penalty is going to be.
I think they're going to call an illegal formation, but Drake Weston was on the field because I was just saying right before the snap, Drake Weston all alone way far out on that left side. He had one receiver to this right side, and I think that's a design play by Coach Larson. Drake doesn't come all – the only thing I could think is he didn't come all the way into the numbers after reporting after that timeout. I'm going to see what's going to go on here as the officials are still discussing.
Well, and we know they're not discussing where they're going to have dinner after the game, Cullen.
No, I hope not because there's not many places here in Hilldale to eat.
There is a Subway down the street.
No, did you stop there on the way in?
No, we actually stopped in the Hurricane.
So the officials are still discussing on the 45-yard line of what this penalty is going to be, and that's the only thing I can think. I know when you report as a player, you have to come out to the numbers,
and
they're going to wave it off.
No flag.
So that's going to be 2nd and 10 from the Rebel 45-yard line. 4:47 remaining in the second quarter, 33-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Jet Holmes is going to have an empty backfield. One receiver to the left, that's Drake Weston. One receiver to the right, and I do believe that's Dylan Wasden. Holmes with the snap. He's going to look to pass, and he's just going to tuck and run on that left side where he's got a lot of green in front of him. Makes Cox miss, and to the 10-5. Touchdown Rebels. Jet Holmes with the 45-yard or the 55-yard touchdown run. And we're going to see if we got that one on the Stacy's Repair instant replay. And we did. As he makes the corner. Hey, we're getting good at this, Rob.
Practice makes perfect. I told the booth or the office when we picked up the equipment this morning that we were going to make sure that we got an instant replay tonight.
And we've got 3 so far, Rob. So the kick is up by Fonsbeck, and that is good. That's going to bring the Station on Main scoreboard up to 40-0 in favor of the Rebels. as the Rebels are putting on an offensive show in this first half here in Hilldale. Rob, how did that drive go?
Well, it was 4 plays, only one incomplete pass, and that was the one that Cox nearly intercepted. And that would have been 6 the other way if Daniel Cox would have kept his hands on that one. But 2 completed passes, one to Daniel Smith, one to Drake Weston, and then the 55-yard run by Jet Holmes.
And that was a good read by Jet. He didn't have it. He only had 2 receivers. He didn't have either one of them open, so he takes it to the left-hand side, tucks it, and was able to get the sideline and made Cox miss. Was able to get the score as Fonsbeck raises his hand, jogs up to the ball, foot to ball, and that's going to be a low line drive kick as it's bouncing. That's going to bounce all the way back to the 4-yard line, where Cox picks it up, and he's going to be met by Aiden Weston and brought down immediately. The Wildcats are going to take over deep in their own territory from the 5-yard line.
Got 4 minutes and 22 seconds left in the second quarter.
40-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard in favor of your Rich Rebels. The Wildcats take over 1st and 10 from their own 5-yard line. Hanlon's got a little longer of a jog this time from Coach Horsley as he gets that play, runs into the huddle. Breaks the huddle. He's going to have Cox and Barlow to the left. I can't see the single receiver to the right. He's under center with Barlow behind. Barlow in motion. That's going to be handoff to number 12, Barlow. He's going to be brought down in the backfield by Riker Kirk. That's another big play there by Riker Kirk, and he's going to bring him down at looks like the 1-yard line. 2nd down and 4 for the Wildcats. 4 minutes remaining in this second quarter. As the Rebels they come down here to play. They made a long trip, and they come to play.
Well, and a lot of these players have played last night in a freshman-sophomore game against South Summit.
And how did that one go? I never did hear on that one.
The Rebels came away with the win. I'm not sure what the final score is. If somebody wants to text that to us, I would appreciate it.
And Hanlon gets a snap, looking to pass. He's going to look deep to Barlow, number 12 Barlow, and that's going to be thrown behind, tipped, and intercepted by Dylan Wasden. But I do believe that one is going to come back. I do believe we're going to get another pass interference called. Wasden was able to keep his concentration and intercept that one after it's tipped about the 30-yard line. Let's see what the officials say as they discuss that one, as Wasden was able to return it all the way back to the 10. And then it's going to be pass interference on the Rebels, so that one's going to be come back after the 15-yard penalty. I do believe that is going to be a 1st down for the Wildcats, because that should put them about the 16-yard line.
That is the 3rd penalty on the Rebels, 2 of those pass interference.
All 3 have been 15-yard penalties also, Rob. So the Wildcats are going to have 1st and down from the 16-yard line. Oh, they're only going to, that is the 16, okay. 40-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard, and I will update the quarter on the Station on Main scoreboard.
I'm surprised nobody texted in and yelled at us for that one, Cullen.
Me too. As handoff up the middle.
Looks like the ball came loose. I'd credit Bailey Weston on the tackle, but it looks like 55 Dominic LaCourty made the recovery.
And the Wildcats are going to keep the ball after that fumble, after a gain of about 5 yards. So from the 21-yard line, 2nd and 5, just under 3 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Hanlon in the shotgun with an empty backfield, 1 receiver left. That's Cox, 3 receivers to the right. He gets a snap. A little bit of pressure from Weston. He escapes that, and he's going to run up the middle where Riker Kirk is able to bring him down. That's going to be short of the 1st down.
Got a timeout by the Wildcats.
Timeout Wildcats, and we will be right back on this T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Ready has provided safety and excellence in industrial construction and support services since 1982. From insulation and scaffolding to paintings and coatings, our crews are standing by to assist with new construction, maintenance projects, facility shutdowns, and more. Contact us today to ensure your assets are protected and functional. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth of this T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football, live and online at mylocalradio.com, or listen in at 98.3 FM KADQ on your radio dial. We are in the second quarter of this football game. 2 minutes and 32 seconds remaining in the first half. The Rebels are up 40-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. They've made a long 6-hour drive from Rich County to Hilldale, Utah, and they've come to play. So Hanlon under center, double tight set, and that's going to be a handoff to LaCordia, where he's tripped up by Aiden Weston, but he's going to fall forward, and that's going to give him the first down up to the 30-yard line for the Wildcats. And the Wildcats are in their hurry-up offense. 3 receivers to the right, Hanlon in the shotgun, 1 left, gets a snap, steps back looking to pass to Cox, and that's going to be broken up there by Paxton Nicolademus with another great play from that safety position. Cox is wanting the pass interference, but from our angle up here, Rob,
that was perfect.
Paxton timed that one perfectly.
Stuck his hand right in as the ball arrived.
So that's going to be 2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats. And once again, they are like 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage to discuss things in their huddle. I know when I was playing, I sure would have been listening to find out where that ball was going. Double tight set, two running backs in the backfield with Hanlon in the shotgun, takes a snap, and that's going to be an end around to Cox, where he is going to make a good run, makes a couple guys miss as Riker Kirk makes the shoestring tackle on Cox. And Kirk's a little slow to get up. He looks to the official for a little help up as he's fixing his helmet. But that's a good run by Cox. Let's see how that one went on the replay from Stacy's Repair. And that's just a good end around. Cox gets the corner, and he makes a couple guys miss, and that's a good job by Riker Kirk there to come up and catch Cox from behind. As we go back to the live cam, as Hanlon in the shotgun, 2 receivers left, 1 right, Barlow in the backfield, and that's going to be handoff up the middle to Barlow, where he is going to gain a couple yards, where he's brought down by Aiden Weston, and who did we say 30 was again?
Porter Keach.
Porter Keach. That's just a number that hasn't been out there much, and that's going to be another timeout for the Wildcats, and we're going to take another timeout. You're listening to a T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Quality is the one thing that you can always count on when you do business with Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. You always get high-quality products and friendly, knowledgeable service at Ellingford's. Stop in today, 199 County Road, Evanston.
Welcome back into the broadcast booth of this T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football, live and online at My Local Radio Sports Network, or mylocalradio.com, and on your radio dial at 98.3 FM KADQ. A minute 40 left in this first half, where the Rebels are leading the Wildcats 40-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. But the Wildcats have put together a decent drive here. 2nd and 7 for the Wildcats from the 32-yard line as Hanlon in the shotgun takes a snap, drops back to pass. He's looking for Cox in the corner, and that's going to be broken up by Wilkes Weston there, and that's another good defensive play by the Rebels, where they have had 2 pass interference calls already in this half. But the 2 sophomores stepping up and not being afraid of getting that penalty and making great defensive plays. Paxton stopped a touchdown a little bit earlier, stopped a reception just a few plays ago, and Wilkes Weston steps up and makes that play. So that's Talking about our keys to the game, next man up, Paxton, Nicolademus, and Wilkes Weston have sure stepped up this game so far for the Rebels. 1:35 left in this second quarter, 3rd down and 7. 2 receivers to the right, 1 left. Barlow in the backfield. Hanlon takes a snap. He's going to step back to pass. He finds Cox, where Cox juggles it and drops it. That's going to bring a 4th and 7 for the Wildcats from the Rich Rebel 28-yard line. 1:30 remaining in the second quarter. Let's see what Coach Heber Horsley comes up with here as he's talking to Hanlon on the sideline. Hanlon jogging in to give the play to his teammates. And Barlow's coming off. And that's been their main running back tonight, Rob, and he's coming to the sideline on this play, so I think we might see a little pass here.
Yep.
Hanlon's going to line up, empty backfield, 3 receivers to the left. He's got a tight end to the right. As he takes a snap, steps back, looks, and that's going to be broken up there by Dylan Wasden, who did have that interception but was called back on that pass interference play. So that's going to be a turnover on downs. Great defensive stand for the Rebels there. 1:26 remaining in this first half. The Rebels take over 1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line. Let's see what Coach Larson decides to do here. Think he goes into victory formation, or is he going to run some plays?
I think they're going to probably take a couple knees as you run the clock out.
2 kneel downs is all it'll take to end this half. As we had, that was Easton Eborn rushing in, so we're probably going with our big front line here. And this might just be victory formation. As Holmes takes the snap, no, he drops back, and he's going to hand off to Samuel Leifson. Samuel's going to fight hard, pick up about 3, where he's brought down by number 12, Rylan Barlow. Bring up 2nd down and 7 for the Rebels with 1:05 remaining in this second quarter.
I think that's a coach keeping a promise that all the running backs get at least 2 touches. I'm serious.
As we've got our big front line in there once again. Holmes under center. Grohl behind him with Samuel Leifson behind that. Handoff up the middle to Leifson. He's going to break 1 tackle. Rumble, bumble, stumble across the 40-yard line, where the Rebels are going to pick up another 1st down. 46 seconds remaining in this first half. And my son's texting me from the far sideline, and he says, I hope it's really warm in that nice box for you, Dad. Canyon, if you're listening, it's warm over here.
You can come join us, Canyon. I need some help with the stats.
As Holmes takes a snap, and he's just going to take a knee there, and that's going to do it for the first half of this football game, where the Rebels lead 40-0 on your Station on Main scoreboard. And we will be back with some first half highlights after these messages from our sponsors as you listen to a T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Rich County, Utah is a place where your neighbors are also your friends. A community where traditions matter and every person is important. These community values translate into an excellent school system filled with caring individuals who are committed to each student and their success in the classroom, on the field, and in life. In partnership with the entire community, Rich School District empowers learners to attain excellence through citizenship, wellness, collaborative teamwork, and academic excellence.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
Supporting local schools, Eddie and Todd Jensen, owners of Mound Valley Cattle Company, know when it comes to buying and selling cattle, you count on the best. Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. 208-339-0614. That's 208-339-0614.
The town of Garden City is home to beautiful Bear Lake, where families play together. We welcome you to Garden City and invite you to visit bearlake.org for places to explore and information on upcoming events year-round. The town of Garden City welcomes you as we cheer on the Rich Rebels.
Reach a dedicated hometown, regional, and worldwide audience. Dive into the action with My Local Rodeo. Our high school rodeo broadcasts are the heart of the community, drawing families and fans who love to support local businesses. From prime advertising spots to exclusive sponsorships, your businesses can shine in the spotlight. Don't miss out. Contact us today and saddle up for an unbeatable advertising opportunity. My Local Rodeo, where your business becomes part of the excitement.
I am here with Peyton Clough for our weekly standout student interview. Peyton, how is your final year of high school going?
It's pretty good. It's kind of still really surreal here already, but honestly, it's been going by pretty quickly.
Yeah, the senior year will do that. What was the highlight from homecoming last week, with it being your final one, historically the funnest one? What was the highlight from homecoming?
There were so many fun things. I wasn't able to participate in a lot of stuff because I'm out on concurrent most of the day, but I think it was really just kind of cool to take everything in as a senior and being like a leader in all of that and like doing the car bash and stuff. That was really fun.
Nice. That's awesome. So you guys were able to do a car bash this year?
Yeah.
Cool. So Peyton, you mentioned that you're in concurrent a lot. So are you on track to get your associate's degree this year?
Yeah, I should get it.
That's awesome. So what are your plans with that? What are your plans after high school here in a few months?
I haven't quite decided on a degree yet, but I'm going to go probably to SUU for a little bit and try some things out there and then possibly go on an LDS mission after that.
Cool. Very awesome. Peyton, you are involved with cheerleading, track, very talented in musical. Is there anything else I'm missing that you do?
No, that's about it.
So tell me about cheerleading. You guys were the first, state championship team from Rich with cheerleading. I'm sure that's your goal again this year. How's everything going with cheerleading?
We have a lot of new girls on the team this year, and so it's just kind of a lot of starting over, reteaching them all this stuff, but I think it's been really good. We've definitely had to get used to trying things over and over again and learning how to listen and apply things, but I think it's been a pretty good year so far.
And how many of you are seniors on the cheerleading squad this year?
We have 5 this fall and I believe 4 in the winter.
Gotcha. And in terms of musical, do you know which musical you guys are doing this year?
I've heard that we're doing High School Musical. I personally am not participating in musical this year, but...
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you're concentrating on school and cheerleading, and you've got a lot of stuff going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Peyton, I always ask, I know there's probably been a handful of teachers that have impacted your life at Rich. Is there one in particular that you want to give a shout out to that's had a positive impact on your schooling and your life these last few years? I know it's a bit of a tough question. There's no wrong answers, obviously, but yeah, just one teacher that comes to mind.
I would honestly probably say Brother Leifson. He has definitely helped me a lot because he teaches more than just spiritual things in his class, and I think it definitely helps in the real world too. I'm honestly not like a big fan of school, if we're going to be honest, but I learn a lot in his class, and I'm very grateful for it.
I relate to you really well with that. I was very similar to school was fine or whatever, but seminary was a good break from that, and really felt like it was preparing you for life as well. And Brother Leifson is second to none in that, so you're definitely spot on there. Well, Peyton, thanks for taking a few minutes out of your day. We appreciate all you do at Rich High School, and you represent it well. And once again, for our listeners, this is Peyton Clough, daughter of Matt and Laura Clough, and good luck the rest of the year, Peyton, with everything that you have going on.
Thanks, Bradley.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth. And we want to thank T7 Propane for not only presenting this football game, but also sponsoring our standout student of the week. And we want to thank Peyton Clough and Bradley Holmes for taking care of that interview earlier this week. We're going to take another quick little break, and when we come back, I'll hand off to my broadcast colleague, Rob Leifson, and he will give us some first half highlights. You're listening to a T7 Propane presentation on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Established in 1984, T7 Propane provides you with quick and affordable service. Rely on T7 services to bring warmth and comfort to your home or business. T7 Propane delivers everywhere from the Fort Bridger area throughout Bear Lake Valley. Schedule your delivery today at T7propane.com. T7 Propane, for all your propane needs.
If you've never heard a mechanic say they truly care, then you've been at the wrong place. Stacy's Repair and Woodruff is a family-owned and operated business open since 1992, offering all types of maintenance and repair services. You can be sure your vehicle is operating at its best. Whether your vehicle is older or the newest model, gas or diesel, we fix and maintain them all. Also offering chip repair, windshield replacement, and tires. When your vehicle needs a mechanic, bring it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair and Woodruff.
At the Evanston Walmart, you'll find all the tools students need to succeed. Our team is committed to providing quality products and an excellent shopping experience. Stop in today. 125 North 2nd Street, Evanston. Walmart. Save money, live better.
Welcome back into the broadcast booth, and you're listening to a T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football, live and online at mylocalradio.com. And I don't know, our technical difficulties that we have, Rob, I don't know what to do anymore. Anyway, the score is 40-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. 5 minutes remaining here in this first half. Rob, I'm going to come to you and give us a few highlights here.
Well, there was a little bit to talk about from that first half, Cullen. So Rich won the toss but deferred, and Water Canyon had the first possession. They went 3 and out, and the punt went a little bit awry, and so the Rebels took over with good field position on the Water Canyon 40-yard line. 2 plays, and Hudson Perry went 40 yards for the touchdown. Another punt from Water Canyon, and a short drive of 3 plays, highlighted by a 58-yard completion between Jet Holmes to his cousin Drake Weston, and then an 8-yard run by Jet Holmes. 2-point conversion was good from Hudson Perry to Daniel Smith to make it 14-0. And Water Canyon punted. Hudson Perry took the punt 80 yards to the house for 20-0 at that point. Then a 48-yard pick 6 by Drake Weston makes it 26-0. Another interception, this time by Samuel Leifson, set the Rebels up on the 20-yard line, and a 20-yard pass from Jet Holmes to Daniel Smith. Great move by Daniel as soon as he caught the ball to make it into the end zone, makes it 33-0. And then Jet Holmes finishes off the scoring for the half with a 55-yard run, and that makes it 40-0. And some stats for you. Jet is 4 of 6 for 108 yards and a touchdown. And Hudson Perry just 2 carries, but 54 yards. And other than that, we've only got Samuel Leifson with 2 carries for 10 yards. We're not running the ball much, but we're throwing it, and then your defense is coming up with the stops. As far as the Water Canyon is concerned, Alan Hayline, 5 of 16 for 34 yards, unfortunately 2 interceptions. and their running game took a hit early. Wallace Cook, number 52, had 2 carries, and then he left the ballgame and has not returned. Water Canyon's already down shorthanded. That adds to the list. Isaiah Barlow, number 20, is their main carrier, and 8 carries for 25 yards, 2 catches for 10 yards. And Daniel Cox, 3 carries for 54 yards. He had that nice run of 40 yards, broke some tackles, and then he's had 3 receptions for 22 yards. And Ryan Barlow, 2 carries and no gain there. And on the defensive side of the ball, I don't even ask until my good friend Cullen Pace goes back and rewatches the game and adds up the defensive stats. Have no idea.
Yeah, I did get a little update, and the one who sent it to me told me don't quote him, but he does believe that yesterday's JV score against South Summit was 34-27 in favor of the Rebels.
I thought it was 34-20, so maybe they scored late in the game that I didn't know about.
Yeah, so the JV team has been playing real sharp this season. We got about 2.5 minutes until the second half kickoff, so we're going to take another quick little break here on this T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football, live and online at mylocalradio.com.
Supporting local schools, Eddie and Todd Jensen, owners of Mound Valley Cattle Company, know when it comes to buying and selling cattle, you count on the best. Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. 208-339-0614. That's 208-339-0614.
The town of Garden City is home to beautiful Bear Lake, where families play together. We welcome you to Garden City and invite you to visit bearlake.org, the place to explore and information on upcoming events year-round. The town of Garden City welcomes you as we cheer on the Rich Rebels.
Reach a dedicated hometown, regional, and worldwide audience. Dive into the action with My Local Rodeo. Our high school rodeo broadcasts are the heart of the community, drawing families and fans who love to support local businesses. From prime advertising spots to exclusive sponsorships, your businesses can shine in the spotlight. Don't miss out. Contact us today and saddle up for an unbeatable advertising opportunity. My Local Rodeo, where your business becomes part of the excitement.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth of this T7 Propane presentation of Rich High Football, live and online at mylocalradio.com. You can also tune in on your radio dial, 98.3 FM KADQ. About 30 seconds left in this the halftime show here, where your Rebels lead 40-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard, and they're on the sideline warming up just a little bit. One thing we talked about there during the break, Rob, is this second half will be a running clock with the mercy rules under UHSAA rules. If a team is up 35 points in the second half, you will have a running clock.
And we saw this earlier in the season with Monticello, and so it does speed the game up a little bit, but I think it also gives a chance for some of the younger players from the Rebels to see some action. Oh, we also saw it against Altamont.
Yes, we did. So 12 minutes on the clock now, so we are not far from the second half kickoff, where the Rebels will receive the ball unless Coach Larson says, you know what, let him have it, which he does have that choice. But I don't see him making that choice. But once again, 40-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. And Rob, one thing, we've had some Stacy's Repair replays this game, and I'm pretty excited about it.
I am too. And I did get one more stat. We failed to mention the 2 carries from Jet Holmes. 2 carries for 63 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
So those are it's been the passing game and really the defense that has led to the points.
So as the Rebels receive this kick, looking at the flags above the bleachers there on the Rebels side, they're going to make Water Canyon kick into the wind here, as looks like we have our JV receive team in. I can't tell who's Paxton Nicolademus and Nash Perry back deep to receive this kick from Cox. Cox gets the whistle. Foot to ball. That's going to be a nice little squib kick, touched there by Argyle. bobbled around a little bit as Nicodemus is able to dive on the 28-yard line where the Rebels are going to take over 1st and 10. And looks like we're going to get some JV offense time as well, Rob, with 11:58 remaining on the clock in this third quarter. And that clock should be running.
Now you've got Bailey Weston and
looks like you still have Jet Holmes in at quarterback. He takes the snap, passing, he gets a little pressure, and he's going to come down. He's going to hit down first, which is probably a good thing because he would have been whistled for intentional grounding there, but that's going to be a sack for the Wildcats and a loss of about 7 yards. I do believe that was number 35, Zach Keat, the defensive lineman senior for the Wildcats, with that sack. As Holmes breaks the huddle, he's got 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right, 3 receivers to the left now as he sends another one up there. Empty backfield. Shotgun snap, looking to pass again, getting a little pressure, and that's going to come up short to Paxton Nicodemus. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 15 for the Rebels.
The other lineman we've got is Cade Nelson, who plays quite a bit on coming in as a sub, and then Rylan Goff. Those are your 3 offensive linemen that you've got in the ball game right now, Cullen.
Yeah, Cade's going to be your JV center. They've moved him to the tackle this year on the varsity, and he is the JV center. So 3 receivers to the left for Holmes, 1 to the right, empty backfield. He's in the shotgun. He gets a snap, rolls to his left, looking. He gets hit as he throws, and he's going to have, it was 20.
That would be Jasper Johnson.
And that was a good-looking pass there by Holmes, just overthrew Johnson just a little bit, so it looks like the Rebels are going to come out for their first punt of the night. It looks like the varsity punt crew is going to come out as Drake Weston, the snapper, you're going to have Samuel Leifson out wide right. Looks like Hudson Perry out to the left. Dylan Wasden standing on his own Dylan Fonsbeck standing on his own 9-yard line. He gets the snap. Nice high punt, a little short. They're telling the Wildcats to move, don't touch it, and that's going to take a Rebel bounce from the 48 all the way down to the 41-yard line of the Wildcats, where they're going to take over 1st and 10 from their own 41. 9:14 remaining and counting in this third quarter, because it is a running clock and will be for the rest of this second half, as the Rebels lead 40-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard, and they're going to mark that at the 40-yard line.
Looks like you've got Tony Maldonado, Riker Kirk in the linebacker slots, Paxton Nicodemus, and Aiden Weston as the corners.
I do believe that's Dylan Wasden back as the safety. As Hanlon takes a snap, he's going to hand off to LeCourtier, and he is going to be brought down by Bailey Weston after a gain of about 2. And LeCourtier a little slow getting up. He's still down on the turf here. And he's going to get up now.
Yeah, looks like you're going to take him off.
They stopped the clock, so he has to come off. As soon as he gets off the field, we'll start the clock back up. It's going to be 2nd down and 8 for the Wildcats from their own 43-yard line.
When you're banged up, it's hard to see another player go down. Looks like he's holding his shoulder or his elbow on that right side.
And he come off in the first quarter also, Rob, so he's banged up anyway. 2 receivers to the left, 1 receiver right. Under center, takes the snap, hands off to Barlow in motion, where he's going to be hit and brought down immediately in the backfield by Keach again. Keach has had that was Aiden Weston. Or was it Keach?
No, I think it was Aiden Weston on that one.
And that's a great play by Aiden Weston. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 11 for the Wildcats as Weston hit him in the backfield and dropped him. And that was Ryland Barlow. He comes in motion and just takes the handoff there from Hanlon. Hanlon breaks the huddle as the Wildcats come up to the line. Going to have 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left, empty backfield for Hanlon in the shotgun. Gets the snap, steps back, looking to pass, gets a little pressure, comes out here to the left where he's going to release it, and he's going to be hit early there by Wilkes Weston, and that's going to be another pass interference call on the Rebels, their 3rd of the game, as Ryland Barlow got away from Weston just a little bit, and Weston come in and hit him just a little early. 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. That is going to be a 1st down for the Wildcats.
It's going to put them into Rebel territory, down to the 46.
Yeah, it should be the 46-yard line where they have 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. And, you know, Rob, I don't think the Wildcats would have been in Rebel territory if it weren't for Rebel penalties today. So if there is a downfall, we've had way too many penalties tonight. We haven't had that many. Barlow with the handoff up the middle where he is met and brought down by Tony Maldonado, homecoming king, and student body president. Am I correct?
You are correct.
And Tony makes a good play there and hits Barlow at the hips and just continues to drive backwards after Barlow picked up about 4 yards. Brings up 2nd down and 6 for the Wildcats from the Rebel 43-yard line. Hanlon in the shotgun. Going to be double bunches to the left, single receiver to the right. Hanlon takes the snap, looking to pass. He's going to look for Barlow down the sideline. That's going to be thrown a little short. Bring up 3rd down and 6 for the Wildcats, as that is Wilkes Weston on coverage there, and that was fairly good coverage there by the sophomore Wilkes Weston, and he has made a pretty good defensive play earlier this game, a couple of them in fact.
He's run out a little bit of a real estate there.
As Hanlon gets the call from Coach Horsley, jogs onto the field, the Water Canyon logo there in midfield, breaks the huddle. Going to have 3 receivers to the right, Cox out here to the left, and that's going to be a pretty good matchup there between Nicodemus and Cox. Hanlon looking, and he's, Aiden Weston read that one perfectly as Hanlon tries to throw to Barlow. And Aiden Weston with a perfect read on that ball, breaks on it and is unable to handle it, but knocks it down. That's going to be 4th down and 6 with 5 minutes remaining in this 3rd quarter.
If he hangs on to that one, there's only one thing keeping him from the end zone, and that's about 60 yards.
And that's his own tripping over his own feet. 3 receivers to the right, Cox back out here to the left, Hanlon in an empty backfield, takes the snap, drops back. He's looking for Cox. And that's going to be tipped by Cox, and Nicodemus almost with the interception there after that tip. But that's going to be another turnover on downs, and the Rebels are going to take over 1st and 10 from their own 43-yard line. 4 minutes, 40 seconds remaining on this running clock in the 3rd quarter. 40-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As I think our varsity team's pretty well done for tonight, Rob.
Yep, maybe except for a couple special teams plays.
And that's good. It gives these younger players some varsity time because it is still the Wildcats varsity, which I don't think they have much else looking at the sideline. Only 25 players to choose from. Jet in the shotgun, 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left, takes a snap, steps back, looking to pass. He's going to get pressure there, and he lets it go, finds Aiden Weston. Aiden is unable to hang on to that. That would have been a Rebel 1st down. And that's a great play by Jet Holmes with his legs to scramble out because LaCourty was hot on his heels and actually did get a hand on him as Jet let that one go. But Aiden Weston just unable to handle that pass. Going to bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Rebels. 3:40 remaining in this 3rd quarter. Holmes breaks the huddle. It's going to be trips to the right. Single receiver to the left. Holmes with an empty backfield. He's going to take the snap, step back, Looking. He's going to see Paxton Nicodemus and overthrows him on the sideline on the far side. Bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Rebels. And a lot of people are probably thinking, why are the Rebels continuing to throw this ball? But even that incomplete pass doesn't stop the clock.
Exactly.
So as Holmes breaks the huddle again, 3rd down and 10 for the Rebels. Under 3 minutes to play in this third quarter. Holmes in the shotgun with Bodie O'Mealy in the back, or was in the backfield. Trips to the right, single receiver to the left. He's looking, and he makes a reception to number 20, which was Jasper Johnson again. But Johnson is hit in the backfield on that little bubble screen to the receiver. That's going to be a loss of about 3 yards, bring up 4th down and 13 for the Rebels. And
Ryan Barlow on the tackle on that one, and a great open field tackle.
And as soon as Johnson caught that, Barlow come up and hit him right at the thigh pads, and didn't allow Stokes to go anywhere. So as the varsity punt team comes back on, Fonsbeck back about the 26-yard line. You got Cox about the 28-yard line of the Wildcats. Fonsbeck gets the snap, steps up, gets a good high spiral kick as Cox is calling for a fair catch. Bobbles it a little bit, but was able to hang on to it, where the Wildcats are going to take over 1st down and 10 from their own 23-yard line, I believe. 1:40 remaining in this third quarter. 40-0 in favor of the Rebels on the Station on Main scoreboard. And we still do have our JV defense in.
It's like you've switched in Wilkes West at number 4 into the linebacking slot. That is one adjustment.
And, we're only running 2 down linemen. Hanlon takes the snap. He's going to hand off to Cox on that little counter play, and that's read perfectly there by Aiden Weston. He's going to meet Cox at the line of scrimmage and drop him. It's going to bring up 2nd down, and they might have given him 1 on that one. So 2nd down and 9 for the Wildcats, under a minute to play in this third quarter, where once again the Rebels lead 40-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Hanlon comes into the huddle. Going to give his teammates the play, break the huddle. It's going to be a bunch formation, 2 running backs in the backfield. Either side of Hanlon is in the shotgun. He gets the snap, and that's going to be a fumble and picked up by Ryland Goff, the defensive end, and he's going to return that for a touchdown as the defensive touchdown once again. Ryland Goff picks up the fumble from the 22-yard line and rumbles, bumbles, stumbles into the end zone as the defensive end scoop and score for the Rebels. Brings the Station on Main scoreboard 46-0. And that's just a heads-up play by Goff where you probably want him to dive on it, but he scooped it and seen green in front of him and was able to score. And I did get that one on the Stacy's Repair replay as we watch this. And that's going to be a handoff attempt to Cox up the middle. Goff just picks it up and stumbles into the end zone. And this is going to be Paxton Nicodemus on as I come back to the live cam to attempt this extra point. And Paxton is a left-footed kicker. The hold's down, Paxton with the kick, and it is good. And that was number 13, Cornea, with the hold, as the Rebels put 7 more on the board in this third quarter. 47-0 on your Station on Main scoreboard. And we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to have your Bear Lake Realty Gare Bear fan cam as that end of the quarter hits. And we will be right back on this T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel football, live and online on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Foot pain can make even the simplest things a struggle. Dr. Chad Brady is a foot and ankle surgeon who listens to your concerns, offering a variety of solutions to get you back on your feet and out of pain. Dr. Chad Brady can help you get back to the life you deserve. Don't let foot pain stop you from living your life. Schedule an appointment today. Dr. Chad Brady. You went to medical group. Call or schedule online at evanstonanytime.com.
Wattsmart is Rocky Mountain Power's energy efficiency.
And now a message from the experts at Bear Lake Realty.
Welcome to Legacy Beach. Great beaches in the summer, 10 minutes from Beaver Mountain in the winter. Townhomes now starting at $649 for poolside townhomes.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth as we get a couple of the big heads that the parents have and got during homecoming for these kids. As Paxton Nicodemus is going to kick off to start this fourth quarter, and he gets a nice kick where that is fielded by Cox at the 18-yard line. He's going to reverse the field where he's going to be caught and drugged down by 48 of the Rebels. And we get these younger
Wyatt
Tingey with the tackle there, but we do have some laundry on the field. And that's a great job there by Tingey to catch that ball. And I don't know what that call was by the official. It was against the Wildcats, but I don't know. I haven't seen that one before. So we got 11:39 on the clock left in this game, 47-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. But that is going to back the Wildcats up 15 yards because Cox was tackled there by Tingey at the 41-yard line. So the Wildcats are going to take over 1st and 10 from their own 23-yard line. Hanlon's going to be in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right, 1 receiver to the left. He's got Barlow in the backfield with him. Gets a snap, steps back, looking to pass, looking, gets a little pressure there from Keach, and Keach is going to come up with a sack. Nope, that's not going to be counted as a sack as Hanlon was able to gain 1 yard. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 9 for the Wildcats from the 24-yard line. As the Wildcats look to go a little bit hurry up here. 1 receiver left, 2 receivers right. Barlow in the backfield with Hanlon in the shotgun. Gets the snap, steps back, looking for Cox out here on the right-hand side where Nash Perry misses one. Then he's hit there by Tony Maldonado and brought down, but I do believe that is going to be a 1st down for the Wildcats on that reception by Cox from Hanlon. They are going in the hurry up, no huddle. 2 receivers to the left, 1 receiver to the right. Barlow behind Hanlon in the shotgun. Hanlon with the snap, steps back to pass, looking, gets a little pressure, hits Barlow out of the backfield, and Barlow's going to make a couple guys miss, but he's going to be brought down, but not after picking up another Wildcat 1st down. And he's tackled there by Paxton Nicodemus and Nash Perry. So that's another Wildcat 1st down. 10 minutes left in this ball game. 47-0 in favor of the Rebels on the Station on Main scoreboard. The Wildcats do huddle there. Hanlon in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Barlow in the backfield. Hanlon's going to tuck this one and run it, and he's just going to slide in front of Tony Maldonado after picking up about 2 yards. Wyatt O'Mealy checking in there for Bailey Weston.
And number 21, Braden Stokes.
And it's good to see Braden Stokes back in uniform. He did get hurt there, I believe, the freshman game against North Summit. So he was out for a couple weeks. As Hanlon's going to go empty backfield this time. 1 receiver to the right, trips to the left. Hanlon in the shotgun, gets a snap. He's going to get a little pressure, looking. He finds number 12, Ryland Barlow, on that far sideline, where Barlow is able to tag Stewart for about 5 yards before he's helped out there by Braden Stokes. But that's not after another Wildcat 1st down into Rebel territory to about the 39-yard line. 8:50 remaining in this ball game. 1st and 10 Wildcats. Hanlon in the shotgun, trips left, single receiver Cox to the right. He gets the snap, looking, steps up in the pocket. He's just going to tuck this one and run it and slide once again. Tony Maldonado must be a little intimidating, Rob, because Hanlon doesn't want any part of that. But Hanlon did pick up about 4 yards on that little scramble. 2nd and 6 for the Wildcats.
I know I wouldn't want to meet Tony in an alley, dark or light.
About 8:20 remaining on the clock and in this game as Hanlon huddles that time. Breaks the huddle. He's going to have Cox out left by himself. Trips here to the right. Hanlon in the shotgun. He gets a snap. Bobbles it just a little bit. Steps back. He's going to step up in the pocket, and he's going to be hit from and brought down from behind.
Porter Keach, number 30.
Porter Keach once again, but that's not going to be a sack because Hanlon did pick up 1 yard, so that's going to be 3rd down and 3. So maybe they're going to give him about 3 on that carry. Wildcats 3rd and 3 from the Rebel 31 as Hanlon breaks the huddle. He's going to go under center this time. Barlow in the backfield, 2 receivers to the right, 1 receiver to the left. Hanlon sends Barlow in motion, is going to hand off to him on the little counter play where he's brought down once again from behind by Porter Keach, but that's going to be another 1st down. So pick up a 3 by Ryland Barlow up to the Rebel 27-yard line where the Wildcats have a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10, 7 minutes remaining in this ball game. 47-0 on your Station on Main scoreboard in favor of the Rebels.
Wildcats started this drive on their own 23, and about 8 plays later, they are knocking in the red zone.
As Hanlon breaks the huddle, he's going to send 2 receivers. That's Cox and Barlow out to the left. 1 receiver here to the right. Barlow in the backfield. He sends Ryland Barlow in motion. Going to hand off to him. He's trying to get the corner, and he's not going to, and he's going to be brought down by Keach once again. And that's going to be a no gain for Ryland Barlow. As Keach has stepped up, and he's playing pretty tough for the Rebels here. Next up,
there you go.
Key to the game.
Can't remember. I think I want to say Leighton Kaysville. He moved during the summertime into Garden City.
2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats. 6 minutes remaining. As Hanlon breaks the huddle, he's going to send Cox out to the right by himself. Trips to the left. In the shotgun, gets the snap. He's looking. Still looking. He's going to get a little pressure there, and he's going to be brought down and sacked. That's going to be an intentional grounding, I do believe. Nope, they're not going to throw the flag.
He was out of the pocket for a minute.
That was Keach and Bodie O'Mealy there with that pressure, and there is the flag. So that's going to be an intentional grounding. So that's going to be 4th down, unless Coach Larson's going to decline that one. So that's going to be 3rd and 10 for the Wildcats. 5:20 remaining on the scoreboard. 47-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. And we're going to have a timeout called by the Wildcats. And with that, we're going to take a quick timeout. And we will be right back to this T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel football on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Welcome to the town of Randolph, located in northern Utah. The first group of settlers came from St. Charles, Idaho in March of 1870. We are a town of great extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 degrees in the winter, and we hold the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in Utah at minus 50 degrees. Randolph is a small, friendly community that strives to preserve our rural heritage and small town feel. Enjoy the feeling each time you visit Randolph. Go Rebels!
And welcome back into the broadcast booth in this T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel football, live and online at mylocalradio.com and on your radio dial at 98.3 FM KADQ. And we are back, still in Hilldale here. 47-0 on your Station on Main scoreboard as we're coming out of that Wildcat timeout, which Coach Horsley has 2 remaining here. 5 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter, 47-0, as Hanlon takes the snap from the shotgun, looking to Cox, and he finds him on this right sideline as a reception downfield as Cox is run out of bounds there by Nash Perry at the Rebel 8-yard line. It's going to be another first down for the Wildcats. Excuse me, that's going to be the 7-yard line. So that's a good reception, good route running there by Cox. Hanlon with the great pass finds him on the sideline as Hanlon breaks the huddle here.
That's 5 receptions for Cox for 50 yards. We knew he was going to be Halen's target most of the night.
Hanlon under center. He's going to hand off to Barlow around this right-hand side, and he's going to be met by Braden Stokes, and 48, I do believe, is Wyatt Tingy. And they're going to bring him down at the 1-yard line. That's going to be second down and goal for the Wildcats from the Rebel 1. 4 minutes remaining in this ball game. 47-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As the Wildcats huddle up, they break their huddle, hustle up to the line. Going to send one receiver out to the left. That is Landon Rolling. 2 receivers to the right, send Barlow in motion. He's going to fake the handoff up the middle to Barlow, and he's going to find Cox in the end zone for a Wildcat touchdown. That's going to bring the Station on Main scoreboard 47-6 on that 1-yard pass. And the lights start going nuts here in Wildcat Stadium. But that 1-yard pass from Hanlon to Cox puts the Wildcats on the board with 3:37 remaining in this ball game. Wildcats huddle up. We're going to have one on time down here for this point after touchdown attempt. And it looks like the Wildcats are going to be going for 2 as Hanlon's under center. And he's going to hand off that to big number 55, Dominic LaCourty. He's going to run over a couple players there and get into the end zone for that 2-point conversion. That's going to bring our score 47-8 on the Station on Main scoreboard, as the Wildcats are able to get on the board with just under 4 minutes remaining in this ball game. The clock is still running. We're now under 3. And with this clock running, you wouldn't think the officials would give the Rebels a whole bunch of time over there on the sideline. Cox has got the ball. He's going to go set it on the 40-yard line, ready to kick the ball. And the Wildcats are out there ready to go. The Rebels are breaking their huddle on the far sideline, hustle out. And this is going to be the JV return team once again. So you're going to have Paxton Nicolademus and Nash Perry deep to receive, standing on their own 20-yard line.
You got Ian Adams and Jackson Jolly on the front, along with, can't see the number there, but
Cox goes. He gets a little squib kick. It's going to be picked up by Nicolademus from the 20, and he's going to find a little hole, stiff arm one man, stiff arm another, and he's going to be driven out of bounds at the Wildcat 47-yard line. That's a good return there by Paxton Nicolademus. So you had number 34, Wyatt O'Mealy, 21, Braden Stokes, 64, Jackson Jolly, 48 is Wyatt Tingy, Nash Perry, 68, Ian Adams. And who was the one that I missed? The 5 on the end of it, Rob. Did you see who that one was?
I didn't.
Trying to give them guys a little bit of credit for what they're doing out here.
I told them they owe me
65, Traxton Chandler.
I told them they owe me $5 every time I mention their name. So
are they paying up? Is the question.
No.
So just over 1 minute remaining here in this ball game. As I do believe that's Wilk. Nope.
Yep.
That is Wilkes Weston looking to pass. He's going to tuck and run, make one man miss. He's going to cut back to that other side, make another man miss. He's across the 50, and he's going to be brought down about the 48 for a gain of about 6.
Daniel Cox, number 23. We knew we would be mentioning his name quite a bit tonight, and he takes a touchdown-saving tackle right there.
And I think Wilkes Weston just ran about 70 yards to gain that 6 yards, but we're under 40 seconds remaining in this ball game. 47-8 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Got time for one more play for the JV. See what Coach Larson decides to do here. He's going to send Nash Perry out, far out right, empty backfield. And we're just going to kneel down on the ball. Wilkes Weston with the kneel down, 16 seconds remaining, so that's going to do it here in Hilldale. And we will be right back with the Independent Software Solutions pregame show. You're listening to a T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel football on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Dealing with computer problems can be frustrating and make you wish for your own personal IT guy. Now, everyone can afford an IT guy. Independent Software Solutions has served customers in Wyoming and Utah for over 20 years. We develop software, handle system and network administration, repair personal and business computers, and sell accessories. Independent Software Solutions is your one-stop computer business solution. Call today, 307-789-1978. Let Independent Software Solutions be your IT guy.
Fast, fresh, delicious. Three words that describe your experience every time you enjoy a delicious meal with Jimmy John's. Utilizing the freshest ingredients, home-baked bread, and professional sandwich building skills, the team at Jimmy John's always delivers a mouth-watering sandwich to satisfy any hunger. Jimmy John's. Freaky fast, freaky fresh. Visit any of our locations today in Evanston, Rock Springs, Sheridan, and Gillette.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth of this T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel football on the My Local Radio Sports Network. We are in the Independent Software Solutions postgame show where the Rebels take this one easily, 47-8 on your Station on Main scoreboard. And with that, I'm going to bring in my broadcast colleague Rob Leifson for the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap.
All right, it's going to be freaky fast there, Cullen. Rich's first possession, thanks to a short punt, started on the 40-yard line of the Water Cannon Wildcats, and Hudson Perry, 40-yard run, and 6-0 with a mixed PAT. Second possession, the Rebels, a 58-yard completion from Jet Holmes to his cousin Drake, and that set up an 8-yard touchdown run by Jet Holmes. 2-point conversion good from Hudson Perry to Daniel Smith, 14-0. Hudson Perry takes a punt 80 yards to the house, 20-0, an interception, pick six by Drake Weston from 48 yards out, 26-0. An interception by Samuel Leifson sets up a 20-yard touchdown pass from Jet Holmes to Daniel Smith, 33-0. And then Jet Holmes finishes off the scoring of the first half with a 55-yard run to make it 40-0. Second half had a running clock, so the game went pretty quick. But Rylan Goff takes a 20-yard scamper with a fumble recovery to the house, makes it 47-0. And the Wildcats put on points as
just under 3 minutes left. It was Hanlon to Cox for the 1-yard pass.
Yep, and the 2-point conversion was good as well to make it 47-8.
And that was a little scamper by Dominic LaCourty. And that is your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap right here on the Independent Software Solutions postgame show of this T7 Propane presentation of Rich High football on mylocalradio.com and on listen in live at 98.3 FM. Rob, we're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, we're going to have the precision play of Dr. McKay Frankham. Precision play of the game, that is. We'll be right back after this.
Healthy teeth and gums affect your overall health, including the mental image you have of yourself. That's just one reason that good dental care and hygiene habits should begin at a young age. Healthy teeth mean fewer sick days from school and higher self-esteem. We all want our children to be successful. Teaching them healthy dental habits at a young age with regular cleanings and dental checks is part of the answer. Dr. McKay Frankham serves patients of all ages. Call today and schedule dental appointments for your family. Dr. McKay Frankham, providing precision family dentistry at affordable prices.
Dealing with computer problems can be frustrating and make you wish for your own personal IT guy. Now, everyone can afford an IT guy. Independent Software Solutions has served customers in Wyoming and Utah for over 20 years. We develop software, handle system and network administration, repair personal and business computers, and sell accessories. Independent Software Solutions is your one-stop computer business solution. Call today, 307-789-1978. Let Independent Software Solutions be your IT guy.
And welcome back into the broadcast booth of this T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel football on the My Local Radio Sports Network. We are in the middle of the Independent Software Solutions postgame show, and it is time for the Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the Game. And with that, I'm going to bring in my colleague once again, Rob Leifson. Rob, what do you got for us?
Well, we're going to give it to Drake Weston for a 48-yard pick six that put the Rebels up 26-0, and we will give Rylan Goff the runner-up play of the game. How about that? For a 20-yard fumble recovery, and scooped it up and saw nothing but green in front of him. If he would have ran about another 50 yards, he would have been into Arizona.
That's true. He very well would have. And we are going to take another quick little break, and when we come back, we're going to have your Crawford Trough player of the game and the Woodruff Country Corner calendar update. We will be right back after this word from our sponsors on this T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel football, live and online at mylocalradio.com and 98.3 FM KADQ.
Make your day even better by indulging in delectable, freshly prepared classics at the Crawford Trough. Come enjoy succulent cheeseburgers, rich raspberry shakes, crispy onion rings, or golden fries, and pair it all with our exclusive River Bridge soda. For another favorite, try a grilled chicken wrap or a yummy twisted ice cream cone. Make the perfect dining experience with our delightful Crawford Trough staff. Treat yourself to something delicious from the Crawford Trough in Randolph.
Woodruff Corner Store is hometown convenience.
Now serving ice cream or shakes from our new soft serve machine. And remember, you can always stop in for a fountain drink with all your favorite mixes. Summer hours are Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Broadcast booth to this T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel football on the My Local Radio Sports Network. We are in the middle of the Independent Software Solutions postgame show, and it is time for your Crawford Trough player of the game. The Crawford Trough, the place to eat and drink. With that, I'm going to bring in Rob Leifson once again for our Crawford Trough player of the game.
Well, we're going to give it to the next man up, Cullen, because as you saw tonight, there were several Rebel players that stepped up to fill in the holes. We've mentioned missing Carter Hoffman. Jet Holmes would probably be the top one of those to step in as quarterback. He's got some good playing time in the JV games, but he's also got some varsity experience. And as you mentioned, we saw the same thing happen 2 years ago when Carter Hoffman stepped in as a sophomore and played quarterback here. But we'll give it to Jet / all the young men who stepped up to fill in the holes and stepped up behind some of the varsity players when they got a chance to play in the second half.
Yeah, definitely, and it was a good rounded-out game for the Rebels to come down here after that long bus ride, to come down here and end decisively 47-8. Not to take anything away from the Wildcats score, but it was late in the game and against probably mostly sophomores. So that is your final score, 47-8 on the Station on Main scoreboard. And with that, it is time to go into the Woodruff Country Corner calendar update. Rob, what do you got for us there?
Well, the Lady Rebels will be in action tomorrow morning, Cullen, versus the Altamont Longhorns. So you can't sleep in too much, and you got to get your Saturday morning cartoons taken care of quickly because first serve is at 10 o'clock for the freshmen, 11:15 for JV, and 12:30 for the varsity. The cross-country team is in action tomorrow in Roy. The bus leaves at 5:15 a.m. from Garden City to get him to Roy for a 9 o'clock run. And rodeos this weekend are in action as well. The Idaho Circuit is in Preston today and tomorrow. And for the Utah Circuit, they have been in Panguitch today, which is very close to where we're at. And tomorrow they will be in Cedar City which is where the football team is spending the night. I doubt they're going to go watch the rodeo, but they will probably be on that nice short bus ride back to Rich County.
Yeah, so that is your Woodruff Country Corner calendar update. And with that, our next broadcast will be back. We'll have our broadcast colleague Bradley Holmes back. I will probably be on the sideline for that one taking stats. But for Rob Leifson and everybody back in the booth, back at home in Evanston, we appreciate everything that does for all of our sponsors. We really appreciate that. We're going to call this one a night. And this has been a T7 Propane presentation of Rich Rebel Football, live and online at mylocalradio.com and 98.3 FM KADQ. And with that, go Rebels.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of mylocalradio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting LLC. No portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Cook Brothers Broadcasting LLC. Thank you for joining us for this sports presentation on mylocalradio.com.